Yeah, Marcello, Prophet Marcello Kearns back up in this, man. So this message is gonna be about putting the pressure on these people. Keep the pressure on these people. See, they thought they was putting that weak pressure on me, but listen, man, we gonna keep the pressure on you. We gonna keep the pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? And because right now we got this war going on with Iran. See, right now, people trying to do other stuff to distract people. This is the perfect time to keep the pressure on these people. Because this situation is fragile. This situation in the Middle East is mad fragile. It's mad fragile. That's why they gotta be watching my every move. You know why? Because this situation in the Middle East is mad fragile. One wrong false move, and this stuff goes into World War III. They already cutting off the oil, and Trump is trying to act like, he bluffing and acting like we gonna give them some more time. Nah, you want them to do what you want them to do, and you ain't going, and you're not gonna. And the truth is, you're not gonna. That's all you want them to open up that water. That's what you want them to do, right? And you can't bluff in this situation, but you still bluffing. You're talking about we'll give them to the 6th, and but what happened to Saturday? What happened to today? See, you can't even halfway. Iran don't even know what to trust, because they seen the pattern of America where they'll say something like this and then attack right after that. You know what I'm saying? Give you that deadline and just figure like that's long enough before the deadline, and just go ahead and attack you because they feel like they gave you enough time anyway. Iran not playing. You know what I'm saying? Iran is not playing, bro. And Iran is a mentality. Iran can't be beaten by, some one war situation. You can't beat Iran with one war. And and so back in America, we gonna keep the pressure on this community by fasting and giving offerings. We're gonna continue to give fast. We're gonna continue to fast, no matter if we gotta be homeless. You gotta be all the way in. Like, I'm all the way in, bro. I don't care about no particular circumstance anymore. I don't get stuck on nowhere. With all this stuff going on, you can have the best situation. I'm not getting stuck on nowhere where I live. I'm mobile. You know what I'm saying? I'm mobile. I'm just moving and grooving and getting this job done. That's it, bro. That's all I'm doing. We ain't getting stuck on some certain place, getting stuck on this and that. And in a perfect world, I could have stayed here in New York, but I'm not gonna be played with by amateurs, man. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. Like, when it comes to what I do, they have not done it, bro. When it comes to the way I think and articulate myself, they not doing that. So then it shouldn't be nobody around here. Right here in the building, there's still people playing games. We putting pressure on. We making the streets. The streets is gonna put pressure on these people that's playing game in the building. See, people that's gay and lesbian, you don't understand this. You don't understand some things because you ain't come from the streets. What's gonna happen to you is the games you play in this building, Brooklyn gonna put pressure on you out there in the streets. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. And the staff can't help you. None of these whack people in the staff can help you. If you out here playing games with me in this building, and you coming into this pod where I'm living at, and you throwing witchcraft and playing psychological games, we taxing on all of that, bro. You're an amateur. That's what I'm trying to show you. I'm calling you on everything you're doing. White boy came in here today, sitting around here talking around the corner like I'm stupid. A white boy with long hair, must be trying to be a tranny or something. One of them type. Sitting there with a backpack on his back. Whoever it was with a backpack on his back. He's sitting there throwing witchcraft, playing games like I'm an amateur. We taxing for everything that you do. You understand? We taxing for every move you make. Not half of it, not 50%. Every move you make towards me, we taxing you. We taxing you. We taxing you on every move you make. That's why I just went back into fasting. I'm offended, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that white boy is a nobody, man. I know that. Imagine that punk right there thinking he can see me. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I don't care about what you do in witchcraft. That's not seeing us, man. That's not seeing me. We don't care what you do in witchcraft. We don't care nothing about what you do in psychological stuff. This is the streets. This is the jungle, man. This is the jungle. We don't care nothing about that. We're going to put pressure on you until the streets put pressure on you. You lost. It is what it is. We're not letting these people walk around like scavengers, like possums and raccoons, walking around with backpacks trying to throw witchcraft. And you don't think I see that. And then other people all throughout the day coming up here where I'm at. We taxing you for all of that. You got that? I hope you do. You're a bum, man. Just when you thought I was sleeping, I'm like a papa, man. I'm going to get up and give you a beating. Just when you think I'm sleeping, I'm going to get up and give you a beating. There is no coward in me, bro. Whatever they told you, this is who I am for real. Okay? This is who I am. People get checked and they don't even want to acknowledge it. People get checked and they act like they didn't. More than one time. So guess what? I guarantee you, bro. Listen, when I leave here, they're going to put pressure on this whole building. They're going to put pressure on everybody. I'm tell you what's going to happen. They're going to put pressure all over New York. They're going to put pressure on this building, especially people in this building. They're going to find out everybody in this building. They're going to put pressure on everybody. That's staff and all of that. That's men, women, and everybody else. We putting pressure on everybody, bro. Okay? Okay, that's where I'm at. See, because if I don't differentiate my lane, you would think I'm sitting back here like a diva, like I'm going to play back and forth. I don't play games like that. Like we back and forth, I'm a diva over here, you a diva, and we going back and forth. Nobody ain't thinking like that in 2026. Diva time is over, man. Ain't nobody thinking, ain't no divas, we don't care about no divas no more. Times are too serious. Times are too serious. Nobody cares about that on these streets, bro. We don't care nothing about that. That's what I'm saying. That's how we know this gay attitude, doing stuff like thinking you a diva. You know what I'm saying? We don't care nothing about that, bro. It's cutthroat out here. It's cold and cutthroat, bro. Tell these gay people it's cold and cutthroat, bro. You know what I'm saying? Feel the vibe, bro. Listen, it's not like that no more. Dudes is out here thirsty, bro. Dudes is out here crazy. You barking up the wrong tree, buddy. I make my voice known, bro. You can tell. Listen, you can tell there's no games. I'm consistent. I'm too consistent. I'm too consistent with checking these people. I'm too consistent on what I'm talking about. Everything they doing, I'm too consistent with telling you what it is. And people want me to stay here in New York, but you're not doing enough for me to stay here in New York. That's how you got to look at it. If you really wanted me to stay here, then you should have put the money up, man. And see, that's the proof. And the proof is in your actions. Put your money where your mouth is. If you wanted me to stay here, then you should have put money up. Somebody should have put money up. But see, people don't want to help you like that. People don't want to be involved like that. And that's the bottom line, man. I got a Cash App. I got it on my page. It ain't like you got to see me face to face. I'm going to take the money. I mean, I'm going to use the money. So it's just no excuse, man. People could cash out me. Why you can't cash out me? Why you can't PayPal me to some bogus stuff where you can put money on a card on a bogus place where you can't be tracked or whatever? It ain't like I gotta know you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we gotta sit down at a luncheon together and you gotta look me in my face. You know what I'm saying? So I respect people that take the time to help me and support me. But man, people that sitting back sad because I'm leaving, yo, you didn't do anything. Let's keep it 100. Okay, so how you gonna have that much emotion, but you wasn't involved? You wasn't doing nothing. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sad about it. So why you sad about it? It's no deception, man. It comes a point in time, man. For me, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, man. I really don't want to live among no gay people no more. That's a big part of it. I don't know, man. Listen, I'm the one gotta live this. I'm a righteous man. I don't want to live where in the room next door some guy's getting plugged by another guy. I don't want to live like that no more. I don't want to live in a situation like that no more. I had a lot of time to soul search and think about this, man, in the past couple days. And I don't want to live around no gay people. It's one thing to have a couple gay people in your building. It's another thing to be in this program where I'm at and it's concentrate gay people everywhere. It's a whole different energy. And it's been through God's grace that I can still smile and be happy living in a place like this. I'm a clean man. I don't even have sex with a woman. I haven't had sex in a year. Why should I be surrounded with trannies and homosexuals? You see what I'm saying? I had a lot of time to think, man. It's just I can't do it anymore. It's not that I can't. I don't want to do it anymore. It's that's one of the major problems. The second problem is the disrespect. The disrespect when I know these people is clowns and they not gonna face me. And if they do face me, it's because you frustrated. You ain't gonna face me because you got heart. You gonna face me because you mad at the situation that's going on. Because if you had heart, you would have been confronting me like I confronted you. I've been confronted you before the situation was even like this. I've been talking like this before the situation was like this. So I'm consistent even with how I talk. I ain't never changed how I move. Just because I moved in this room don't mean I was scared of the person. I checked that person by everybody's standard. If I tell you, I told the person to stop slamming doors. I told him to stop slamming doors. I told him to his face, yo, stop slamming doors like that. Stop slamming all these doors around here. And you don't say one word back. How did I not check you? He just kept opening the door. He went in the bathroom, right? I knocked on the door. Yo, now I ain't knock on the door. I spoke through the door where he knew I was right there. Yo, stop slamming the doors and everything. This person said nothing after that. They didn't come to my door. They didn't say nothing to me. And then the next time I saw them, like 2 or 3 days later, I turned my head around. This person said, hey, like he spoke to me. This person spoke to me after I said that. You don't think I checked that person? Come on, man. Come on, man. But this person said I didn't check him. But you tell me what it is. So I move on for my self-respect, bro. But I'm just saying, I'm not running the duck. I confronted that person by myself, not with the staff. I ain't have nobody with me. I confronted that person by themselves. Just me and them. I checked you like a grown man. That's why you don't know no better. You can't tell. You used to immature checking. You used to people checking you in an immature way. I checked you like a grown man. If I step to you and I tell you, yo, stop slamming all these doors around here, and you don't say nothing to that, that's how you got checked by a grown man. That's how you got checked by a grown man, bruh. So, you know, that's all I'm saying, man. Listen, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. I don't have nothing to prove to no homosexual. I'm gonna keep it 100 like that. I don't have nothing. That's real. I don't have nothing to prove to no transsexual. Me and you are in two different worlds. So let's get that very understood, very crystal clear. I have nothing to prove to the likes of you. And that's what I'm supposed to say as a grown man. I'm supposed to say, listen, as a heterosexual man, I have nothing to prove to you about anything. About anything. And that's what a righteous man is going to tell a homosexual. I don't have anything to prove to you. For what? About what? Me and you don't live the same lifestyle. No, we don't. I haven't had sex with nobody in over a year. So what could you possibly be talking about or referencing to that's relevant to us right now? That's what I'm saying. You're not talking. You're irrelevant. Your conversation is irrelevant. I'm telling you, I've been abstinent for a year. How your conversation is not irrelevant? How is your conversation not irrelevant when I haven't had sex in a whole year? So anything you talk about sexual wise is irrelevant because I haven't had sex with nobody in a year. So for you to talk about anything sexual is irrelevant. Period. Period, bro. Everything you could be talking about is irrelevant. Okay? And so now you're fighting for relevancy, and I don't care. You're fighting to be relevant, and you're not relevant. These real wars are popping off. We don't care about you. And that's what I'm supposed to do. If I ain't having sex with nobody, that's the first thing I'm going to point out. So what is they talking about then? That's a clown. That's clowns. No. This is New York. We shouldn't be dealing. Listen, you should be shutting clowns down in New York. If you haven't seen this person have sex with nobody in over a year, what are you talking about? This person hasn't had sex with nobody. Not no human being. In a whole full year. What could you be? What is relevant then? What are you talking about? You're talking about something from another year. That's how it has to be said. This dude is over here. You know, and so because gay people can't stay in their lane. That's how I need to be said too. Because gay people can't stay in their lane, buddy. Listen, I'm gonna bow out gracefully. That's what a real grown man gonna do. I'm gonna bow out gracefully. Because I know you can never compare yourself to me in your lifetime. And that's the bottom line. It's nothing you can do to equate what I've done and I'm consistently doing. I'm always doing something new. Always. I'm always doing something new. I just wrote President Maduro here in Brooklyn. I just wrote President Maduro, the president of Venezuela. I just wrote him while he here in Brooklyn. Okay? That's where my mind is at. Why they running up and downstairs and coming in this pod where I'm at? Cause it's like pods on each floor, from the left to right. And there's 3 rooms in each pod, right? On one side of the hallway and the other side of the hallway. But they coming up here in these pods and playing around with witchcraft like I'm stupid. Okay, so then you think you're putting pressure on me and I'm good. You think that what happened up there was putting pressure on me and I broke and now I'm under pressure and I'm in trouble, but I'm not. I'm not in trouble. How I'm in trouble and I checked the dude. I'm just not tolerating ignorance. That's all it is. And you don't know the difference. I'm not tolerating no ignorance and people just talking and I'm gonna sit there and take it and just you can say anything and you can hide behind being a tranny and being gay. I'm not doing it. I'm not letting people think they gonna be part of my lane. That gay stuff gonna be part of this lane. It's not. It has nothing to do with this. They not enemies. They not relevant enemies. They ain't doing nothing to me. I'm not gonna keep them relevant, man. I'm too smart for that. And you gotta be just as smart. Stop making these people relevant, man. You see, they fighting for relevancy, man. These secret society people are fighting to be relevant. They not relevant no more. There's too much real stuff popping off, and they don't even know how to look and stand around with this stuff going on. Me and you can stand up and talk about it. They looking goofy. They can't. Most of these gay people can't even talk about it. They can't talk about this stuff going on in Iran and all this stuff in the Middle East. They can't talk about this. You know what I'm saying? That's not their lane, bruh. So then they gotta jump around so everybody pay attention to them again. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I took all those antics up there on the other place where I was living. All that is a cry for trying to be relevant, man. In my situation and in the world. And we don't listen. We rather move away from you, and you can think whatever you want, but you're not relevant. See, that's how you know I'm matured. I'll let you think whatever you want, but I know you're not relevant. I know you're not relevant, and that's it. You can think whatever. You're not relevant. We're going to keep pressure on these people. That's why I went back into a fast. I'm fasting now for 2 days. I was going to fast Sunday tomorrow anyway, because my money is leaving New York and going to Vietnam. So I got money going out to Vietnam after Sunday. So I was going to fast Sunday anyway. I just put another day on it because I wasn't really doing nothing. And all the stuff I'm looking at and all the stuff around me, and just all the energy that I have to deal with around me, I just rather just go on into a fast. And it's not sad because it's gonna get results. I'm fighting for me. I'm not fighting for nobody out there. Let me say that too, because I learned that from Malcolm X. Malcolm X made this very clear. Do not let these Americans, and I'm paraphrasing, take over what you're doing. A movement that you started. I started this. Right? And nobody backed me. Everybody was clowns. Everybody was looking around like clowns. I started this. I started winning. And then lames try to come over here and act like they on my side. That's all you're doing. You came over here and tried to act like you're on my side because I started winning. That's what it was. I started winning and you act like you're on my side. Man, come on, man. Stop playing. That's all it was. Okay, so then have some self-respect and keep the same energy, because you know you wasn't on my side and you know you didn't care about me. I should smell foreign to you when you sat back and watched me struggle and watch me go through all of this. And then now you over here brown nosing me, you know what I'm saying? And you know you wasn't even on my side. Okay, so then I run this over here. Okay, I won't let nobody get no credit. There's nobody get no credit. I'm old school. If you don't come to me face to face, I don't respect you. If you don't come to me face to face and say, yo, I see what you're doing. I want to support you. I want to help you. If you can't come to me face to face, you just as cowardly as these other people. You too cowardly to be in these situations. You too cowardly. You're not professional enough. So we don't let people ride around like I'm a dog and I got you on the leash and you got me on the leash and I'm running around for you. You tripping. You ever see somebody running with their dog and the dog is running with them like I'm your dog running with you? But you taking the credit. We don't play that. Listen, bro. Listen. That's another reason I got to break up all this energy where people think they on my side and they with me and all this clown stuff, man. And these people who think they're against me, but they ain't got the heart to step to me properly. You know what I'm saying? They can't look me in my face and they can't talk to me and challenge me in my face. So, you know, man, you know, with that kind of energy, man, listen, we already know, listen. Those people are not real men in our world. They're not esteemed as men like us. See, one thing I never lacked was manhood. So if you say, oh, well, he was just over here with us as a grown man checking people, I never stopped. So if you a lame person talking about he was just over here, okay, let's talk about how I was over there. I was always like this. I was always like this. Show me a time when I wasn't. Show me a time when I wasn't talking like this. Okay, so then I was always like this either way it went. You can't shame me. You can't act like whatever I did made me less than what I am right now. You can't act like what you heard about me changed me or what you heard about me can change me. That can't change me. That's what you hate. You hate that nothing you saying can change me or change how people see me. I call it how I see it. I call it how I see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You played a fake boy position, and that's all it is to it. You thought I was with you. You out there on your own, man. You out there on your own. That's the real world, bro. It's a lot of people out there on their own. They play games. They play with the world. They play with the community. They out there on their own, bro. They ain't the only ones. There's a lot of people out here on their own. You played out here in the field. You played with too many. You played with your life like you didn't care about your life. You did all kind of crazy stuff, and you out here in the field on your own. You know what I'm saying? You can't come back from everything that you do. These police and these white folks can't save you. No secret societies can save you from everything you do. You come out here, you play in the field, you get what you deserve. White people knew upside. They were sure they knew me up and down. They sure black people they knew they knew me. But you ain't never have the heart to talk to me one-on-one, mano a mano. You know what I'm saying? You ain't built like that. You use all these clowns to come around me. You ain't never come to me mano a mano. And until then, you're not the man that I am, and that's the bottom line. I step to people. I talk to people in their face. If it calls for that. Okay, so we don't allow people to act like they in these lanes, but you could not confront us. The reason why this went this far because you could not confront me. And that's how people look at it. That's how street people look at it. All these secret societies out here, you was a clown, you was a coward. How we know too much time went by for you not to be a coward. This should have been over with a long time ago. It's too late now. It's too late for you to do something. I told you the last time I was in New York that was the case. It's more so the case now. It's too late for you to try to prove something now and try to muster up some juice now. It's too late. Now people want you dead. That's what it is. We don't want to see what you can do. They don't want to see what you can do. They want to see you dead now. You shouldn't have came out here. You came out here in the field, you played with people. It's simple arithmetic. You came out here in the field, you played with the community, and now everybody told you to stop, and you didn't stop because you thought you was bad, and now you dead for it. Now they want you dead for it. That's how it is. And come around here playing with me ain't gonna make it no better. It ain't gonna make it 1% better. Come around here playing with me. In fact, they hate you more for playing with me. We don't respect you. We don't respect nothing you talk about. We don't respect nothing you talk about. Okay? You're not relevant no more. I told you that. These secret society people are not relevant no more, man. They was left back in 2025 and that's it. That's all there is to it. Them lame people left back in 2025, and that's all there is to it. Okay, they not in here in 2026. They dreaming. We going through real war. We in real war. We keeping the real pressure on these people. Stuff is happening. Stuff is popping off. We ain't listening to nothing they doing. We know how they move too much and we're too familiar. We know how they move. We know everything they do. And ain't no need to give them no more attention. That's why I'm leaving. That's why I'm gonna leave this building, because I'm not letting no clowns that act like teenagers play in my lane, and I'm writing Maduro. I'm writing Maduro. These are busters, man. These are lame niggas. You understand? They lames, bruh. I'm writing Maduro. What they doing? Smoking their last spliff on a Friday night. That's what you're doing. Smoking your spliff like you a big dog, and you're not. I don't even know why lame like you smoking weed anyway. It ain't like you gonna do nothing. It ain't like you're a productive person. Sitting up smoking spliffs like you a big dog, it ain't gonna do nothing. Why should a bum be smoking spliffs? You ain't gonna think about no money or something. You know what I'm saying? Why is a bum smoking spliffs like you a big dog? You smoking 2-3 spliffs like you somebody. That's what I'm saying, bruh. I can speak your language, you can't speak mine. You can't speak my language. You ain't got me at all, buddy. Listen, I know where my mind is at. I'm a grown man over here, buddy. I'm a grown man. I dare somebody try to say something to me. That's what we talking about. Ain't nobody built like that. Hey, when somebody says something to me directly, tell me when somebody says something to me directly. And in the scenario where I didn't say something to them, when I didn't say nothing to them before that. Oh, you can say something after I said something to you, or after I gestured towards you, but that's after the fact, because you trying to save face. Show me a time when somebody said something to me directly when they wasn't trying to save face. That's all I'm asking. That's a legitimate request. Show me a time when somebody said something or did something to me and it wasn't an attempt to save face. It wasn't an attempt to save face. Even now they trying to save face. Oh, you ain't trying to challenge me, buddy. You in the position of trying to save face. Do you know the difference? You ain't in the position of challenging me. We passed that. You trying to save face. That's what I'm saying. You should have knew I was a black man. How you gonna beat a black man? You forgot, didn't you? Oh, I guess because you was with other black people over there. You thought that was gonna affect my blackness. It did not. It didn't affect my blackness. Why? Because they black over there? So what? I'm black over here. I'm black over here, buddy. It ain't nothing they can do about it. And ain't nothing they can change about that. I'm black over here. And ain't nothing these people can do. Ain't nothing these lame niggas can do over here. I'm black over here, buddy. You forgot. I guess these white boys forgot, didn't you? Oh, because you had black dudes on your side over there. So what? That's not going to stop my blackness. That's not going to stop what I'm doing. That's not stopping me. Apparently, obviously. Obviously, apparently. You forgot my blackness, buddy. I'm black over here. You a clown. That's how we know. Man, how we know you a clown? You forgot I was black. That's how we know you a clown. How we know you a clown? You forgot I was black, bruh. What you thought? What you thought, sucker? What you thought you was playing with? You playing with black strength. That's what you playing with. Black strength that you can't hold on to. And that's the bottom line. We don't care who you are. We talking about me. I'm the factor. You playing with me, right? Okay, You need to know what you're playing with. You know what you're playing with? A black man. You playing with black strength. That's why you can't beat it. You too retarded to realize it. You ain't gonna beat no black strength. You forgot about that. In the quest of whatever you was talking about, you forgot I got black strength over here. Yeah. That's what you're dealing with. And the worst part for you, I got God on my side. That's the worst bad news for you, little buddy. The worst news for you is I got God on my side and I'm black, buddy. And you dealing with black strength and God is on my side. It's apparently clear to everybody with a brain. God is on my side and I'm black. See, you want to be in that position, don't you? You want to be in the position where you black and God is on your side, but that's me. That's the 7 hour. Listen, that's who I am. That ain't who you are. You know who you are? You are those who trespassed against the black man. You trespassed against the black man. That's all you are. You don't represent black strength. You don't represent black excellence. Stop playing yourself. You ain't got no black excellence in your bones, man. You ain't got no black excellence in you. But you will sit back and applaud black excellence. You listen, that's all you can do. That's all you can do is sit back and applaud it. This is black excellence, man. You know how it is? Black strength overcame America. That's black excellence. For me, not for you. You got black people that think everything black got something to do with them. No, not this time. Not this time. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Because me and you know you violated me anyway, don't you? Listen, man, you know you violated me, man. So this ain't got nothing to do with you this time around. So you realize it's another side to black people. It's two different strengths over here. It's black strength over here just as well as over there. And we ain't on the same side. See, you so used to everybody being all on one side, on the same side of the flow. And I'm not. And that's why you can't believe it. How he over there and it's all working out. And y'all got Kirk Franklin and Snoop over there. How's it working out over here though? Y'all got Kirk Franklin and Snoop over there, but it's working out over here. But God is over here though. Yeah, that part. But God over here though. Oh, I'm pretty sure you realize it. I'm pretty sure you realize that God don't got Team Jesus 1 and Team Jesus 2. There is no Team Jesus 1 and Team Jesus 2. It don't work like that, buddy. God comes in and sees right and wrong, and I'm on the right side and y'all on the wrong side, buddy. And God ain't over there with you. I promise you that. So you playing yourself. You see all the corniness we got to go through? These people think God on their side. Bruh, God is not on your side, man. Listen, bro. You got gay and lesbian marriage in America. How God on your side? Y'all marrying gay people in America. How is God on your side? You got gay and lesbian marriage in America. How is God with that? See, don't blaspheme God. Don't blaspheme God and make God part of foolishness. Don't blaspheme God trying to put God into your narrative. God ain't got nothing to do with this country no more. Off the strength of gay and lesbian marriage in all 50 states of America. I'd rather live on the streets. I'd rather live on the streets than live around all these gay people. I'd rather go and live on the streets like a bum before I live among gay people all the time like I used to. The last apartment I had was number gay people all in the building. And you can see that wasn't my lifestyle. You can see that wasn't how I was trying to live. I am not doing it no more. I realized I came to you know what senses I came to? I don't want to live among gay people no more. I don't. I'm heterosexual. That's my sexual orientation. You know what my sexual orientation is? Heterosexual. That's my sexual orientation. That's all to it. Ain't nothing else to it. No other stuff. No other stuff. Heterosexual. And ain't it funny how they try to tell you what your sexual orientation really is, but then they sensitive about how you define them. Oh, but we got to be sensitive about how we define you. But when we tell you we heterosexual and we got other sexual things we did in our history, you still try to define us. Even though we could take it and pull your history apart and redefine you. We don't do that, do we? Whatever you tell us you are, that's what we accept you for who you are. We do the same thing. You sit back skeptical. You see how they contradict themselves? Well, if I tell you that's who I am, that's who I am, sucker. Just like you. If you tell me what you whatever you are, you know, what we supposed to do? Say it's not true? Well, you done trained America to be like that. But they'll sit up and question you, won't they? But you can't dare question their sexuality. You can't dare question their sexual orientation. But they can sit up and question yours. You see what I'm talking about? Listen, you mess with an intellectual man. Ain't no way in the world you finna sit up and question my sexuality and orientation, my sexual orientation, but then we can't even halfway say nothing about who we think you are, who we really think you are. You gonna tell us who you supposed to, who we think you, who you supposed to be, or what you want to be, and we have to accept it, don't we? We have to accept what you talk about, don't we? But you see what I'm saying? But they can sit back skeptical on you. But they can sit back skeptical on what you say you really are, but we can't sit back skeptical on who they say they really are. And it's room to be skeptical. I'm just saying. It's room to be skeptical when it comes to you. Well, for the obvious reasons. It's room to be skeptical, but you know, I got more self-respect, man. If you say whatever you say, bro, listen, man, what you eat don't make me fat. What you eat do not make me fat. It don't put no calories on me, buddy. Listen, if that's what you want to be, that's you. I don't care. But you over here trying to tell me who I am. And see, that's where you out of pocket right there, buddy. That's where you out of pocket, and that's why I got you. That's where the checkmate is right there. Ironically, you over here trying to tell people about their sexual orientation, but you the main one, the first number one in line, overly sensitive about anything somebody say about your sexual orientation. You the number one in line, halfway about to cry if somebody say something about you. Halfway about to cry if somebody say something about your sexual orientation. But then you over here trying to question mine. You see what I'm saying? See, that's when you contradicted yourself. Now people could say, hey, well, we questioned you like you questioned him. We question you. Because the truth is, I done seen a couple pedophiles come from the gay community. Oh, I seen it with my own eyes. They told me they like children. They showed me in so many ways they like children. I just held back on you, but I knew a couple pedophiles from the gay community. But I didn't even put it out there like that. But then when I see you the one talking, I'm like, oh, okay. But I definitely heard out their own mouth. They said it for themselves. They like boys or whatever. They said it themselves, bruh. They said in so many ways they said it themselves. So look, listen. I can sit back and form opinions on what I heard for sure. Why I can stereotype you for sure based on what I heard, right? And other people saying stuff too. Like y'all pedophiles over there in the gay community. Oh, that's what they saying these days. They've been saying that consistently for the past 10 years. For the past 10 years in America, they've been saying as gay people, it's pedophiles in the gay community. Now I see why they even thought something about me. Because they already thought that there was, I heard somebody say that. I was sitting back listening. I'm like, I never heard, that was a first for me. I never knew that people felt that the gay community was pedophiles. I didn't know that. Because I wasn't worried about it. That's for number one. I wasn't worried about it. I started living around and people started saying stuff. I started hearing stuff and seeing stuff, and you know, like I said, I seen a couple pedophiles from that community. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that person was right. The person that said something before that time happened was right. I did not know that though. I didn't know there was no pedophiles all over there. So when they say something, I'm amazed, you know what I'm saying? Because I know pretty much that if you've been out there in the gay community, you done seen some of them pedophiles too in your own community, haven't you? You have. Keep it real. Keep it 100. You have, haven't you? You seen some gay people you seen some pedophiles in the gay community, didn't you? You don't listen, buddy. You don't want to start nothing with me, buddy. While you over there, you're not credible. I know for sure. That's the difference. So guess what? We gonna keep pressure, and that's the worst thing. For you to be already a freak by nature to some people, and for them to put that together with pedophilia, that's the worst situation for you. You already doing stuff that people don't think you should be doing, and then for them to stereotype you as pedophiles is the worst situation in America. See, I didn't know that. So I know, bro, you ain't talking. When you got pedophiles in the gay community, for sure. For sure. I'm sure. For myself, I seen it for myself. And the only thing you can say, oh, it's not everybody. Of course it ain't everybody. That's the stupidest saying I ever heard. It's not everybody. How could it be everybody? How can it be everybody, bruh? That's the most dumb. I hate when people say that. It never makes sense to me, because how is it literally going to be everybody in any situation of anything? How is it going to ever be everybody? How? In any situation, how it's going to be everybody? So why even mention that? Is my thing. All I'm going to look at is a pattern, and that's how people form their opinions. They see a pattern of same thing going on in the gay community, they gonna think it's pedophiles. They see it more than one time. I seen it more than one time, which means there's more of it. In my being a smart man, I realize it's more. It's more going on than meets the eye. But see, I didn't sit back on you like that until you played in my lane, sitting up here talking about something out of your mouth you ain't seen with your own two eyes. But I'm talking about stuff I seen for real. I'm talking about stuff they done said to my face that I done seen them say. So man, it ain't never been a me and you type of situation, and it ain't gonna be that now. Won't you tell these gay people trying to come up off my name, and that's really what it is. And white folks don't know no better, and dumb black people don't know no better. Won't you tell them, stop trying to come up off my name, sucker? You got to get it out the mud like everybody else, little buddy. You got to go get your respect out the mud like the rest of us. I got my respect out the mud. You got to do the same thing. You a loser. That's the truth. And you trying to see a loser going to try to come up off the easy way, trying to come up off somebody's name. Oh, that's what ignorant black people going to do. They going to sit back and try to come up off your name, bruh. You think we stupid? You gonna try to come up off my name, and we ain't letting it happen. You gonna have to get your respect out the mud like everybody else. You ain't no legend if you don't get your respect out the mud. That's what it's all about. That's what legends are made of. You made something out of nothing. You made it look good. You made it look better than the next man did. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm putting on for Jesus better than most of these famous Christians. I'm putting on for Jesus more than these other people doing. You know, it ain't nobody doing what I'm doing. I'm writing President Maduro. I guarantee you none of these preachers, these famous preachers have been writing President Maduro not one time. I guarantee you some of these preachers ain't never talked about child marriage laws in America one time. I'm confident that they never done some of the stuff I've done. Some of these preachers ain't never in their life talked about child marriage laws in the United States of America. You can't go find me a preacher that did it. Oh, they'll talk about child molesters and the obvious stuff, but then they sitting up here stupidly walking around not knowing their country, marrying children. So you can't act like I'm fabricated. You can't act like I'm in a dream world. I'm talking about real stuff. Unlike these lames outside, I'm talking about real stuff that you can see. Why I think that I'm above all these other people. Not as far as better than them, as far as rank. I am better. I am higher ranked than them. They sitting up talking about something ignorantly playing games and they didn't even know their whole country was marrying children. So why would I esteem them to be on my level? Why would once I know I'm the only one, put yourself in my shoes, why would I esteem them on my level? Okay, it's playtime is over. We don't care. Listen, we don't care nothing about what people talk about no more. We going to war. That's all there is to it. And when I leave Brooklyn, they're going to tear all these people apart. That includes women. The women going to get it first, if anything. The women going to get it first from these secret societies. Because you shouldn't have been out here playing with no grown man. That's how we look at it. Oh, it's more than one way to look at it. If you so much a lady, then you shouldn't have been in my business. If you were so much of a female, you shouldn't be in my lane. Why? I'm not a female. So then why you in my lane? So that's how we look at it. You get it first. Ladies first, as they say. Ladies first. You shouldn't have been in my lane. If you secret Freemason girl, women, and Illuminati women, I hope you get it first. I hope the streets give it to you first. To destroy the morale of the men of those secret societies. To destroy their demeanor, their behavior, their temperament, their good feelings, their mood, to destroy all of that. Let them see their women get destroyed. This is how far it went. Listen, what you think I was gonna do? We marked them. They marked me. We marked them back. That's right. You target me, we target you back. It's no more games. I don't know what. Listen, it's no more games, bro. Listen, I'm leaving here, and when I do, you're gonna have it so hard. Listen, that's why I'm doing it. I'm gonna tell you that I'm doing it. That's part of the reason why I'm doing it. I'm also doing it so that we can speed up the process, because it's enough reason for me to leave here now. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Make sense? It's not deception, because there's already reasons I should leave. And I'm going to go ahead and do it so that people will attack you. Or it's more than one way to attack. I'm not inciting people physically, but people going to do what they want to do. I'm not telling nobody, go do this, go do that. I ain't got to do it like that. Because they're going to do what they want to do anyway. I'm just hoping that you get what you deserve. And that's that. I'm just calling reality how it's going to pan out, buddy. Once they realize that it's your fault, that all this happened, and then I left New York, listen, you didn't run me off. I got too much self-respect for you to be here. You don't do nothing. I don't know what it is in you that make you, you think because you hide behind a name, whether it's the Freemasons or the Illuminati, you think because you hide behind those names, you're nothing. We take away the name, you do nothing, you're a loser. I address people on individual basis. You are a loser. You don't do nothing. I'm one man. I write Maduro. I talk about child marriage. I got my own claim to fame that nobody else did. No, not one other person. You as an individual are nothing. You can't stand side by side. So my thing is, I don't let losers come into this situation based off a name of a group. But they nothing, but they losers. They can't show us nothing they doing. We can't put you on a video and you say, yo, I did this, I did that. Nobody in America did this but me. That's the greatest. The greatest is someone who says, nobody here did this for me. Whether it's sports, music, whatever it is. I'm one of them people. And I know you hate it. I'm one of them people that done something in America ain't nobody else do. Okay? That's me, one man. Not half of Brooklyn, not half of 5 blocks. Me, one man. Why Brooklyn did nothing. Brooklyn didn't say nothing about this. Brooklyn ain't writing Maduro and he right here in Brooklyn. Ain't none of these people in Brooklyn write Maduro, President Maduro. You didn't write him, did you? Okay, man, listen, me and you two different animals, man. You ain't the man I am. You in the dream world, bro. You playing yourself. You out your mind thinking you can see me. That's all it is to it. And it don't matter what you do. That's what a New Yorker should tell you. That's what somebody influenced by New York should tell you. Ain't nothing you can do to come out here and shuck and jive and play with a man like me. You playing yourself. I'm one of them people, the great people in New York that you know you can't compare yourself to. You ain't gonna, it's people right here in New York. You ain't gonna play yourself thinking you anything like them. But you thought I was like you, a loser that you could play with. I'm just one of them people in New York that's a celebrity that you know you playing yourself if you think you compare yourself to them. I'm one of them dudes. Why am I not? There's certain people here in New York that's famous, you know you ain't gonna compare yourself to them. You know darn well you're not gonna do that. You know you're gonna be playing yourself. You know you're a bum compared to them. Oh, I'm the same way. You a bum to me, man. That's all I'm saying. You forced my hand to tell you that. I'm not walking around saying it. You forced my hand to show you that. I shouldn't have to tell you. But the way you try me, that's how I have to tell you that. The way you try me, you force my hand to tell you. You forced my hand. That's what we call it here in America. You forced my hand to tell you. You can't see me, bruh. Okay, you can't. I don't care what you're talking about. See, when you get my age, you gotta have numbers. We don't care nothing about your attitude. We don't care nothing about what you come out your mouth with saying. We need to see numbers. Okay, I got numbers. You don't. Okay, so all you doing is hiding behind a name of a group with no numbers. So a smart person gonna say, well, you gotta go get somebody else, not you. I don't care about the group. I care that you are a loser in my face. You're a loser in my face, bro. I work hard for my position. I worked hard all winter, and you put bums in my face? I got self-respect, man. I remove myself before I'm compared to bums. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't even speak to you. And you can think I'm bougie. You could listen, if you're smart, you know why I don't speak to you anyway. You already know. I know you're an enemy. Why I'ma speak to you? Why I'ma speak to anybody in this building and all these enemies in here? Why would I do that? I'm not speaking to nobody. Okay? You let me tell you something about me. America owe me money. Okay? So I'm not satisfied until I get money that they owe me for all this stuff going on. And it ain't gonna ever be right until I get money. The next man, I don't know what the next man went through. I know what I went through. And I know that's a bag. All day. All day, it's a bag all day. And if I don't get it, listen, if I don't get a bag off of it, listen, it's a war. I don't care what nobody's saying. I don't care what none of these religious people saying or whatever. It don't matter. I got God over here with me. And you know how I'm saying that? God is on my side. I'm his servant. He's with me. I don't care nothing about what no religious people saying. I know this is how a soldier sound. I'm sounding off like a soldier. And you don't know no better. You don't know the difference between a soldier and a thug and a criminal. I ain't letting nobody play in my face and for free. Not these days. You play in my face, we taxing you. We taxing you. I don't care if you're in the hallway, in the stairwells, wherever you at playing with me. We taxing everybody. I don't play no Mickey Mouse monkey business games. I'm from North Carolina. I'm not from no New York. I don't think you know what it means. These white boys don't know what it means. I'm not from New York. You got it twisted, little buddy. I'm not from New York, buddy. You better take another look. I check people. Listen, anybody you talk about that claim they was in my face, they got checked, man. Yeah. They gonna be round about it, man, because they ain't built like that, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be roundabout doing stuff roundabout, trying to get points on a roundabout way like we slow. That's an amateur, man. You trying to get points on the low. Listen, I talk to people face and get points. I get points in people's face. You trying to get points on round the way around the corner. Next door to a dude. You trying to get points from next door. Man, stop playing, bro. Listen, I'm done with it, bro. I'm done with it. Stop trying to get points next door. Stop trying to get points in the hallway. Stop trying to get points across the hallway. Stop trying to get points in the stairwells. When you know me and you know, listen, you ain't half the man I am. So stop acting like that's what it is. You know you ain't gonna see me face to face. You know you ain't built like that. I am built like that. You ain't gonna ever come to me face to face. And we know that. So then it's a lost cause for somebody like me. I don't take you seriously if you ain't gonna say nothing to my face. I don't care what you call it. You can say it's secret. It's a secret. That's how we move. Well, listen. With how you move, we don't take you seriously. That's how it is. With how y'all move, we do not take y'all seriously, bro. And nobody else don't. Because look how far I got and everything while I was here in Brooklyn and they ain't do nothing. That's what people looking at. You so much of a coward, like in the art of war, a coward is going to be captured. You're going to be captured because you a coward. I'm out here, bro. I'm out here. I'm not even from New York, so I'm all 24/7. I'm out here, bro. 24/7. I'm out here all the time because I'm from out of town. I'm 24/7 out of town. I'm 24/7 out here. You can't see me, bruh. And if you just on that street stuff, you definitely can't see me. I'm writing President Maduro. I'm writing President Maduro. Ain't none of these people in the streets done did that. That's all I'm saying. So then how I mean you the same, bruh? I'm an individual. Okay? I'm an individual. You say stuff in a roundabout way that you can't say to people's face. We don't respect that. No, we don't. Ain't nobody ever gonna respect it. The streets respect me. Everybody respect me because now they see I wrote President Maduro, all of this, and all this stuff changed. Man, listen, what would you do if you was me? It's for the streets. You see all this, you know, everybody realized everything changed, and that's what you was looking for. That's what I was looking for, right? It happened the way I wanted it to happen. Everybody can say it, you can see, and ooh, look at how everything changed. Wow, look at how crazy everything is. This dude winning, right? Then I wrote Maduro, President Maduro, while he here in Brooklyn. Ooh, look at that. You think I'm gonna let some gay bums play in my lane, bro? I'm sending millions of dollars out this country. They don't even know I'm doing this. That's how you play it. I'm an African man. Listen, I'm gonna work things and work ways and things that you don't know how I did it. I done sent millions of dollars out the country. These bums ain't never made $1 million transaction a day in their life. Ain't nobody in this building, I put money on that. I bet real money. I bet you $10. Ain't nobody in this building ever made $1 million transaction a day in their life but me. I'm the only one in this whole building. I guarantee you, in the 5-mile radius, nobody in the 5-mile radius. Let's just keep it on Utica Avenue. All here from Eastern Parkway all the way up to Kings Highway. I guarantee you they ain't never made a $16 million transaction. They ain't never made a $16 million transaction. I have. 16 million. Can you imagine myself comparing myself to these bums? And you can take it how you want to take it. I don't care. You a bum to me. You ain't doing nothing, and I'm gonna make sure people know that. Ain't no way in the world I'm comparing myself to them bums. That's why when being that I'm doing what I'm doing, I'd rather just move on, bro. Than to let a bum that ain't made $1 million transaction compare themselves to me. They ain't never done that a day in their life. Now imagine that person thinking he's seeing me. How? Oh, because you're violent. You're feisty. You're feisty. You're a feisty person. Well, I'm feisty. Because you feisty, you think you can see me? Man, bro. See, that's how we realize you still in high school in your brain, bro. You didn't grow up. You ain't dealing with a full deck. Because when you become a grown man, it's more than one way you prove your manhood. And other than fighting and all that stuff, man. I can prove it in more than one way. I told you I check people, but they ain't the only way I can prove it as a grown man. Because I'm going to think like a grown man. You ain't making no transactions. You ain't educating nobody. You ain't writing President Maduro. So let's get it all figured out. Your opinion does not matter. You're a bum. Okay? Ain't no way in the world I'm listening to a bum. And I'm going to let people think that I'm worried about what a bum is thinking. I don't care what he's thinking. You thought because I was here, I was a bum like you. Well, he got to be a bum if he's here, right? I'm not a bum, little buddy. But I go to the streets before I be among dirty people like you. I'd rather sleep on the streets than be among people like you. I'd rather sleep under a bridge, and I've done it before. I'd rather sleep under a bridge before I share my existence with you. And I mean that. I stand on that. I'm about to do that. I'd rather be on the streets than to share a building with bums that think they can see me. That's the problem with black people. Everybody think they the chief. It's all these chiefs and no Indians. Okay? All chiefs and no Indians. They swear up and down they doing what you doing. Well, you insinuated. You insinuate you a leader like me. Okay, then do what I do then. Put the work in I put in. Walk through the winter time doing what I've done to get it to this level and then say you like me. Because everybody know it's me that got it to this level. I'm the one that turned this thing up like this is. You ain't have nothing to do with it. That's what they can't stand. I'm a one-man show. Like, wow, how? Because God, man. I'm on my own with God. I'm a one-man show with God, and everybody looking for an OG, somebody to make me sit down, and you ain't got one. You looking for an OG, somebody you think can make me sit down, and you can't find one. So you got to try to go to these rappers who you think I used to like and think they can make me sit down, and they can't. You can't make me, listen, I don't got no OGs. Go find OGs that say they made me who I am and they gave me the game I got. Go find them. See, I just became who I am from the environments. If that makes sense to people. I became who I am from the environments. I became who I am because God made me this way. You ain't got no OGs that can come over here and say, yo, we made him who he is. Da, da, da. You ain't got nobody like that. You ain't got nobody you can tell, you say, yo, that's his home. That's the big homie to that dude right there. Where's the big homie? Where's the big homie? For me. That's what people love to do. Ignorant people love to do. If they had an OG to go look to, oh, they'd be all talking to him, wouldn't they? trying to go find him. But ain't none of them make me who I am. How? What part of me they say they made? What part of me? That's what you can't stand, that a prophet ain't got no OGs. That's how it's supposed to be. A prophet pop up powerful, and you like, well, how? Where he come from? Where? That's what you're supposed to do. In the modern day and time, a prophet pop up in America, and you wondering, with this much strength and intellect, let's go find the OGs. You couldn't find them, could you? That's why you thought I lost that. Listen, you hear that part? That's why you thought I didn't have credibility. It had to be fake because you couldn't find no OGs. Like I'm a rapper. For a rapper, yeah. I mean, maybe for a rapper, but maybe. But then again, you could have been a criminal doing things on your own. Hey, you could have been. It happens all the time. Some people, listen, I was bred anyway to do your dirt on your own. That's how I was bred. But even that person can't really say they're OG to me. Because that same person that taught me that stole my gun, stole clothes from me, stole video games, all kind of stuff. I bet every time this person see me, he realized how much he stole from me. And this person was older than me, like old enough to be my uncle, stealing all kind of stuff from me. Stealing my gun. I had a gun, he stole the gun and everything. Yeah. I don't have any OGs, bro. God is my leader. God is my sensei. And people don't think that's real. That's why I see when a prophet, once you find a prophet, but where's the OGs? And the only reason black people want to find an OG, so you can find somebody that's over me. It's for all the wrong reasons, too. That's what makes it so ignorant. You don't want to find an OG to kind of connect the dots and see where I got my information from or something like that. You want to find an OG so you can find somebody that's over me. Somebody that you think can make me bow down. Somebody that you think you can talk to make me bow down to them. And you can't find nobody like that. You ain't got one person on this earth like that. Not for me. And that's how it's supposed to be with a prophet. A prophet pulls up with no OGs. A prophet pulls up with full credibility with no OGs. No, hold on. Listen. A prophet pulls up and he ain't got no OGs. But he's credible. He's thoroughbred. He's built to last. He built like this. A prophet comes up on the scene with no OGs. Nobody to reference to. Nobody to shout out. No. Nobody there. Nobody there substantially. Nobody there consistently enough to call an OG. Nobody. Nobody, bro. You ain't got nobody. And that's what ignorant people want. You just want somebody to put me down. And it ain't working. You ain't got nobody to put me down. That's all it is to it. See, this is the stuff you got to say, because there's people that think, oh, you know, they want to find somebody to, you know, who is this dude been with? Who he with? They're going to talk like that, right? Because the only reason you're trying to find out who I'm with, so you can find out who was over this dude, who's bigger than this dude. That too, who's bigger than him? Let's go find who's bigger than him. That kind of stuff. For entertainment purposes, right? For ignorant entertainment purposes. Y'all did all of this for entertainment purposes, and now your country wants you dead. Mm-hmm. Your own country wants you gone. You don't think I know the politics, do you? America wants you gone for all that you done. America wants you gone because you came out here playing in the field a little too much. And listen, I can't vouch for you. You was against me. How am I vouching for you? You just knew I was gonna lose. You just knew you had me in a jam. You just knew you had me stuck like Chuck. How you feel about that now? You think I'm stuck like Chuck? Listen, buddy, I ain't even in that same jam that you thought I was in. Even though I was never really in it. But you thought I was in it, didn't you? You thought I was in it. I'm not in no jam, bruh. You in a jam. In a bad jam. Bad situation. And ain't nothing gonna get you out of it. Ain't none of these psychological games gonna get you out of it. And you're gonna have to come to terms with the fact that, you know, sometimes you can do so much. The authorities can't save you. Trump can't save you. The police can't save you. The streets can't even save you. That's what it is, man. You know, that's how you know, man, people ain't really been in the streets. Because if you're in suburban land riding around at the mall, you know them type of dudes. Riding around at the mall. Them type of dudes, right? Them type of dudes they know better than to come all the way out here in the wild. See, even they know better. That's what surprises me about you. Listen, man, you know you ain't no killer, bro. You know you ain't in the streets. I've been around certified killers, man. I looked in the eyes of people that kill people. You ain't never done that. That's what I'm saying. So that's half of y'all right there. And then if you have, you playing a lame position now, and you done lost your credibility now. And so we don't care what you seen if you have seen it. Because look at who you are now. Look at the lame position you playing now. Look at that dookie position you playing now. And if you've been in the streets long enough, you know dudes can lose their credibility. Oh, you can. Oh, you can do stuff to lose your credibility. Yeah, you don't just catch a body and you immortal. Just cause you caught a body, so what? You can come out here and make mistakes and nobody don't respect you no more. You can come out here and make mistakes and nobody don't respect you no more. Lose all respect for you. And you can call 2, 3, 5 bodies. See, a lame don't know that. That just because even if you do catch a body, that don't mean you immortal. That don't mean you don't gotta comply to these rules or regulations no more. If anything, you're gonna be more strict to the rules and regulations. If anything, you're gonna be better at it. Not just doing whatever you want to do. Just because you caught a body, so what? Like I said, you're gonna be more strict on yourself. You're gonna be more in these rules and regulations if you did catch a body. That's how we know, bro. Like, that's how I know who's real is rules and regulations. And if you break them, if you break rules and regulations, and you don't think nobody looking, man, somebody's always looking, bro. So all these dudes in here is lame niggas to me. You don't think nobody see you, but we see you. I see you. God see you. And there ain't no way you can play a lame position, whether you're a man or a woman, like that, and think you real. You a lame. And I'm calling it right here in this atmosphere for what it is. You a lame, bro. You thought nobody wasn't going to catch you and see you, but it's me that see you. And I'm real enough to call it how it is. You a lame. That's all it is to it. And I don't care what you done. I don't care the drugs you sold. I don't care what kind of thug people you've been around. You look at who you are now. That's what we talking about. We talking about right now. Which means I take points off for you being real because you're supposed to know that. Well, I mean, we always talking about what somebody did wrong. There used to be a street person. And these street people, the things they do wrong. Okay, so then that's how you know who really in the street. Because we always talking about who doing something wrong. So-called street dudes and so whatever, killers or whatever. And we talking about what they done did here, what they done did there. Woo, right? Okay, so only a white boy think because you do this, you do that, you know you're immortal, you're just God now. You know, only he gonna think something like that. But the rest of us are subject to these rules and regulations. And so when you break them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can go look at prison, for example. I mean, you there because you did a crime, you got it in, right? But you can't go there and act like, yo, because I caught a body, I'm going to just do what I want to do around here. You can't do that. You got to definitely play by rules and regulations. Whether you caught a body or not, nobody cares in prison. They're going to hold you to these rules and regulations, and they're going to care more about that than anything else. They ain't going to never know everything you did. You ain't going to tell them everything you did. But you're going to stick to them rules and regulations. That's what you're going to do. See, a white boy don't know that. See, you can't just talk that if you don't know it, buddy. That's what I'm saying. So you done got these applehead dudes out here that don't even know what they doing. These old applehead dudes that out here playing in the streets. And see, they thought they could do this underhanded and get away with it, and it didn't work. Because now the streets are starting to respect me. Now you starting to get on my level. See, really, I'm like 2028. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if God tarry, I'm ahead of everybody. You'll be talking, that's why I sound like this. You're going to be sounding like me maybe a couple years from now. I'm a prophet. I'm supposed to sound like I'm above. I'm in the future. Now people are like, oh, we should have been. And then you go back and listen to a prophet. Oh, man, he was ahead of his time. Right. Literally, right? He was ahead of his time. Because and if you pay attention, that's all it is. I'm already ahead of my times. I don't take no games. I don't play no games with nobody. See, you're gonna be like this 2 more years from now. After Trump done X amount of things, if it goes on, now you more 100. Now you against America like never before. Now you like thinking, oh, man, the prophet he right, man. Now you gonna be like that. You gonna be like that. But right now, I'm out here by myself. It's always like that. Cause I'm gonna warn people to get ready. I'm gonna get people ready before it's time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to get people ready before it's time. Imagine the people you said was like that. When they talked and they was ahead of their time. Now imagine a prophet. He really is like that. I'm out here ahead of my time. Literally, man. Where I'm already with Russia, China, North Korea, Lebanon, and Iran. I was already with Iran before this happened. I was already paying attention to Iran and alliance with Iran before this happened. I already got 5 alliances for World War III. Russia, China, Iran, Lebanon, and North Korea. Those are my 5 alliances. Now watch. If the Lord tarries, 2 years and now you'll be talking about the same thing. People talking about they stand with Iran right now. I've been with Iran before this happened because I'm ahead of everybody. I was already with Iran. I was already with North Korea. It's really North Korea is number one. We're not playing no games with America. Russia kind of, you know what I'm saying? Russia be kind of like how I put it. Russia be politicking too close to America for me to really like it gotta be like you gotta be like North Korea. North Korea don't play no games with America. That's how you gotta be. I look to them, man, like for like a model perspective on like not playing no games with America. That's a model perspective of not playing no games with America right there. North Korea don't play no games with them. All that talking around and negotiating and hanging out, they don't do that. North Korea don't do none of that. That's how I see it, man. And then people talking about they us, they me. How we the same thing? People hear relation or hear something good and they talking about that's us. How? How are you me? And me are you? And how are me? How am I you? Stand on your own, man. Stop. You know, black people quick to say that's us. How's us? And you ain't doing nothing I'm doing. No, you gotta say that, man, because they the same ones that sit back and then when they think they harder than you, they'll say you ain't like us. Kendrick Lamar, they not like us. They not like. That's what the whole song is about. That's exactly how black people gonna be when they realize they outrank you. But when I do stuff that outrank you, you talking about that's us, like you relate to it. How you relate to what I'm doing? I'm talking about North Korea, China, Iran. You wasn't on that. You over here with America, man. I'm already over there with other people. I've been over there. I've been talking to Russian women and Russian people. It's Russian women and people that know me right now. They know my likeness, my face, how I think, and everything. I've been talking to Russian people, bruh. You haven't. You not like that. So how is me and you the same? Oh, because we both black. Because we both black, me and you the same. Man, ain't no real dudes talking like that no more. It's too much fake stuff going on. If you in 1962, you sitting back talking about people like you, like that's us. They ain't no more us no more. It's none of that going on no more. Ain't no movements coming with black people. Ain't none of that happening. Wake up. All it is going on, these rich black people, they ain't even considering you their family. Their family is other rich black people. It's a class. Their family is their class. Other rich people. Black people love these other people. These other people that's rich like them. They'll love you. If they loved you, why you in the situation you in? Wake up, man. Us, who is us? Us is people that's going through the same experience that you're going through. That's us. You give that title out too easily to people. I don't give it out to nobody. If you ain't going through what I'm going through, how is it us? You ain't struggling like me. You ain't going through what I'm going through. How is it us then? How am I like you? And me and you, we don't have the same experience in America. You get to walk around and play games, and you get to walk around and sit in politics. While I'm fighting all these people. How is it me and you to say? How is you us? How is it me and you is us? I'm out here on my own, bro. And that's and people done said that to me. Complete strangers walk past me. Yo, you on your own. You ever had somebody say that to you? You out here going through getting gang stalked in broad daylight. Like they crucifying you like Jesus. And somebody walk past you and say, yo, you on your own. Couldn't have been talking to nobody else but you. You ain't stupid. There ain't nobody else around. Who was he talking to? It referenced too closely to what I'm going through. Gotta be talking to me. You ever had that happen to you? You ever had somebody walk past you when all these streets is against you and they say, yo, you on your own, buddy? You ever had somebody do that? You ever had somebody say that to you? So how's you me, man? Then after you go through that, then you come up and you get your respect. Now how you think my attitude gonna be? Just like it is right now. Just like it, I'm just like I'm supposed to be. After people done told me, no, yo, you on your own, man. Okay, I am on my own. So then when I win, I'm on my own too. When I'm winning, I'm on my own. When I'm on top, I'm on my own. When I'm making power moves, I'm on my own. When I'm getting credibility, I'm on my own. Because I was just on my own the other day. You should have more self-respect for yourself. If you know you wasn't on my side, and then I start winning, and then you try to act like you're on my side, you should have more self-respect than that. I would. If I knew I wasn't with somebody before they start winning, listen, I'm gonna just sit back. I'm gonna keep the same energy. I mean, you know, I might not do nothing, say nothing, do something to the person, but I ain't gonna run over there like I'm with them. I ain't gonna play myself like that. You gotta have more self-respect. That's what it's called. You got self-respect. You know you wasn't with this dude. You know you wasn't nowhere familiar with him. You know you ain't have no love for him. You know you was cruel to this person. You know you ain't even want to smell this person. You ain't even want to smell his food. People so hateful in the building, they ain't even want to smell the food I was cooking. You ever been around that kind of hate? They ain't even want to. It ain't that it stank. You didn't want to listen. You had so much hate, you ain't even want to smell the food, did you? That's how much hate they had. They ain't even want to smell the food, bruh. There wasn't nothing wrong with it. There wasn't nothing wrong with it. Hey, you didn't even want to smell the food, did you? That's all I'm saying, man. You go through all of that and you start winning, and it's World War III basically, and then everybody jocking you. I get that's part of it, but I don't allow it. A real one ain't gonna allow it. Not from the same people that sat back and played with him. No, he ain't gonna allow that. So I'm gonna keep the same pressure. I'm gonna keep the pressure on America, because right now, listen, I know they in trouble. Trump lying. He lying. Trump is lying. Trump is lying, man. He out here lying. He talking about he talked to Iran. Iran talking about they ain't talked to him. Come on. Which one is it? Who you think lying? Trump. You know that. You think Iran is lying? So between Trump and Iran, who you think lying? Trump, man. Sitting up here talking about he talked to them, and he did. See, he the type of person that try to save face. He want to look a certain way. That's how you know. It's because it didn't make no sense for him to lie about something like that. What sense does it make to lie about something like that? I mean, if you didn't talk to him, it don't mean you're incompetent. It don't mean something's wrong with you. But you want it to look a certain way. You want everything to look a certain way. Like you making that's corny to me. That's a corny move. Where you now you lying, talking about you talk to him. No, let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Trump is not the person we thought he was before we got to know him as a president. That's what you're coming to terms with, ain't you? The Trump that we knew from the background, the financial mogul kind of Trump, the apprentice Trump that was on the Apprentice show, that's who we thought Trump really was. Trump was a racist, borderline racist and all of that. Now we got to know him. Look how much he a redneck. Look how much of a redneck he is. And we thought he was like some head honcho, financial money man, money mogul kind of guy like that, right? But look who he came out to be. Sit up here lying, talking about he talked to Iran and all of that. See, that's an arrogant, egotistical person that want to play this certain persona. You know what I'm saying? Want to front this persona to everybody like he doing everything. See, that's gonna play out. Just like it played out when he was in COVID. He was the president during COVID. It wasn't nothing he could do. He talking stupid and stuff, talking about putting bleach in people's blood. Well, maybe if we put some bleach in their blood, and this dude dead serious too. I can see a logic, but that's something you think about. That's not something you say. You know what I'm saying? I can have a thought about, okay, maybe if some clean germs, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, okay, that's something a man would think in his mind, you know, but that ain't gonna come out right. You know what I'm saying? Come on. That's not being real. It's just not gonna come out right. That's something a man kind of just think on his own. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't gonna say that out loud. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna say that out loud? That part, man. Like, look, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Trump has just begun. Okay? Trump has just begun. If you listen, you're at the beginning. You're still at the beginning. Every month is a battle. Aren't you starting to get that kind of vibe? Every single month. Every month is a different battle. We don't know what we're going to go through in April. We don't know what, especially with this war in Iran, we don't know what we're going to go through in April, May, June. You can't call it, can you? No. You don't know what it's going to be by July, do you? By July, you don't know what it's going to be. You can't call that. By November, you can't say what's going to happen. By November, you can't say what's going to happen. November, listen, you talk to an average American. Well, how you think things going to be in November? Well, you know, it's too far away to say what's going to happen. I can't really say, you know, with Trump in office, I can't say what's going to happen with Trump in office right now. November's a little too far off for us. It's a little too far off for us, ain't it? It's a little too far off for you, ain't it? November's a little too far off for you, ain't it? It's too far off for you to call it, ain't it? It's too far off for you, ain't it? Listen, man, listen. Listen. Trump has just begun. Okay? And this war with Iran is not going to stop. Even if the war physically stops, Iran is always going to be trying to attack America. That's facts. Anybody my age and older already know that. You already know Iran is going to be fighting America to the end of the world. That's already set in stone, bruh. You already know that, man. They ain't gonna let that go. They not gonna let that go, bruh. And you forgot about there are actually terrorists out there. You don't think they see what's going on? Well, let's think about that for a minute. Let's think about the real terrorists that are out there. Well, they are out there. They are out there. You don't think they see everything going on? You don't think all these terrorists see everything going on? What you think they think about it? Let's start with Gaza. All the stuff Israel did with Gaza. You don't think the terrorists see all this stuff, and then America going over there, America and Iran blowing up, trying to fight America and Israel fighting Iran. You don't think they see that? All they doing is waiting Trump out. After Trump, oh boy, it's over. Have fun while you can, buddy. Guess what? Because after Trump, it is over, little buddy. After Trump, it's over. You listen, first of all, you're going to be back to politics like usual. You're going to be back to politics like usual. You're going to have a dry politician. You know how I know? Because usually by now, there's already somebody on the scene that's going to be the president after Trump. After the president that's right now in the White House right now. There's always going to be somebody promising that you can see that's going to be the next president. You don't see that no more. You don't see that no more. Who's going to be the president? That's not going to be politics as usual. That where, you know, the Middle East now can attack. Won't be able to attack. Where the Middle East won't be able to attack this new president. Oh, listen, man. Listen, I'm telling you. What's going to happen is you're not going to have a president. You're not going to have anybody to be able to put in the White House. And it's going to be politics as usual. And that's when all the terrorists are going to come out the woodworks, buddy. Because it's stupid to do it now. Trump is applying pressure everywhere. Who's going to what terrorist is going to come out and attack America right now? That's stupid. Nobody's going to do that. What they're going to do is wait Trump out. Because he already in the war with Iran and all this other stuff is going on. His own people want him dead. The terrorists see that too. I mean, so, you know, I would just sit back. A terrorist is going to sit back and enjoy the show. That's what terrorist is going to do. He's going to sit back and enjoy the show. When specifically your own people want you dead. A lot of Americans want Trump dead. That's just, listen, that I'm not inciting them to do it. I'm telling you what it is. A lot of people want Trump dead, buddy. You don't think the terrorists know that? So he gonna sit back and say, well, hey, one of them Americans over there might kill him. They keep trying. Look at that. Look how many times they done tried. I count what, 3 times, 4 times now? At least 3. Huh? 3 times for sure. 3 times for sure, right? Look, man, look. It's getting worse and worse. You don't and the thing is, listen, you don't think people want him dead more than ever now? With all the stuff he doing, you don't think they want him dead more than ever? Well, I would think so. You thought all this stuff was positive, didn't you? You thought this was good stuff that he was doing, didn't you? Man, look, man. I figure people want him dead more than ever before. I figure they want him dead more than ever before, buddy. And you know how it is. All it takes is one crazy person, man. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, man. Off the strength of this Iranian war, people ain't feeling that. Yeah, people ain't feeling this. Done killed the leaders and all of that. People ain't feeling it, man. They ain't feeling it. So you gotta accept, man, the world has changed. You know, these secret societies played their part for it all changing. And if they had, what happened to the saying that goes, death before dishonor? What happened to the saying that goes, death before dishonor? Death before dishonor. Tell the Freemasons, death before dishonor. You remember back in the 90s, everybody used to wear those shirts, death before dishonor. They need to start printing up them shirts again. They need to start printing that up again, buddy. Death before dishonor. And it don't matter who you are. Death before dishonor, buddy. That means before you're dishonorable, you would just go ahead and die. And you've been dishonorable. Collectively, as a community. I'm waiting for it to dawn on you. I'm waiting for it to dawn on you that you played with a prophet. You listen to his brother. It's a classic situation of a prophet. You listen to his brother. You listen to his old brother. Should have knew better than that. You should have knew better than that, bruh. You're going to listen to his brother. How much more ignorant can you be? How much more simple-minded can you be? And now you find a prophet and you can't believe it. You find him out to be a prophet and you can't believe it because you're simple-minded. You didn't know who I was. That's the truth. That's the basic problem you got. Who are you to say what I should have been? Makes sense? But you acting like you know what I should have been, or you trying to say what I should have been. You acting like, oh, he should have been this way. But you don't know this dude. But he should have been this way. Listen, man. Listen, man. If you corny, man, nobody can help you. Listen, man, even if, no, I don't care what you do. If you're a musician and you're corny, they can get you all the gigs in the world, but your family can't save you if you're corny. Well, we got some gigs. All we got to do is get out there. But you corny, though. All we got to do, hey, you know it's somebody right now, you know it's parents that's supporting the corny rapper right now. Oh, he gonna get him some gigs. He got him some gig. He got him some gig. He got a gig. He got a gig, didn't he? But he corny, right? Hey, hey, your mama sitting around singing your corny songs. Them corny songs that you done made. Nobody, listen, everybody can love you, but if you corny, bro, you corny. You thought I was, didn't you? You thought I was corny, didn't you? How you feel about that now? See, you played yourself. You played yourself. You thought I was a joke, didn't you? That's just life, bro. That's life. You ask any man that's of my age or older, they gonna tell you, man, you know what? Not that you just did what we usually would do in life, but you know, it's life that the dude that you played with wasn't corny. And you wind up being corny. And he wasn't. That's life. That's life for you, bro. Some stuff that nobody expected. But we kind of know. That's the oxymoron about it. We kind of know why this happened. Or you can see what it is, right? But you didn't know. But you didn't know. Right? Like, listen, man. That's why, that's why I try to tell people. I don't come out here playing with people I don't know, man. You can't say I do the same thing. You can't say you ever seen me come out here playing with people I don't know. Ain't nobody got no records of that. Ain't nobody got no records. Because it don't make sense to me. You ain't gonna never see me out here. I think like a man in the jungle. You ain't gonna see me out here playing with somebody I don't even know. Like, what for? That's awkward, man. That's very awkward. You should feel very awkward. I don't play with people I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That says something about that kind of person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you at all. You come out here playing with people you don't know. Listen, I don't feel sorry for you. That's why I don't feel sorry for you. You come out here playing with people you don't know, and then when you get what you get, you're surprised. You look crazy. You got a little crazy look on your face. I don't know why. It's all because you played with somebody you didn't know, and that's all it is to it. It ain't nothing hard to figure out. It ain't nothing hard to understand. You came out here, you played with somebody, and you sized them up the wrong way. It happens all the time in the hood. In the hood, it happens all the time. You play with somebody, because you ain't going to play with somebody that's 6'9", 200 pounds. You know, you're going to play with a dude that's kind of average build, average build, right? Average build, right? You're going to play with somebody about an average build, you know, after about 6'3", you're going to stop playing with people. 6'3" or better, you're gonna kind of back up off somebody about 6'3". 6'2" and 1, you might, you know, you still might try. About 6'3" or better, that's when you're gonna kind of stop playing with people. But anything under 6'3", you know, people think they can play with you. I mean, yeah, even though it's more to look at than the physical aspect, you know, but people still think they only go by that. They only go by the physical aspect. They think they can size you up based on the physical aspect. And you're an armed man. Besides the physical aspect, people are armed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they size you up like you in high school. So most people won't try you if you're about 6'3" or better, you know. You under 6'3", you get tried. You know what I'm saying? But after about 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", people stop trying you. Not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Not that easy. You got to be out of pocket, really. But just to be playing with you, they ain't gonna be doing that. Nope. It stops after about 6'3". After about 6'3", about 200 pounds, ain't nobody gonna be just playing with you to be playing with you, bro. No. Most of humanity of America is not built like that. After about 6'3", 200 pounds, they ain't gonna play with you. They gonna play with me. And it's gonna be that person that gets you right there. The one that you think, the one that you size up the wrong way, that's gonna be the one that gets you right there. It happens every time. You go ask people in the hood. They ain't gonna play with nobody 6'4" or better, 6'3". No, you gonna play with somebody under that. And that's gonna be who gonna get you. That's gonna be the boy that get you right there. Now go ask the streets. They gonna say the same thing in so many words. They may say it just like I said it. Some people might say it just like I said it. But in essence, they gonna say the same thing to you. You come out here, you play with the wrong person. It ain't gonna, you see, the wrong person ain't gonna be some big dude. That's not gonna be, because you already know better. So the wrong person ain't in most people's case, is not gonna be somebody 6'5". That's not gonna be the wrong person, because you ain't gonna try that person. That's why. So that ain't gonna be the person that you try, right? So basically, you ain't gonna try that person. So who it's gonna be? You know who it's gonna be? It's gonna be somebody you think you can try. That's who it's gonna be. That's gonna get you. That's who it's gonna be. That's gonna get you. It's gonna be somebody you think you can try. And see, this is how your mama talk. See, your generation don't talk like this. My generation and younger don't know this. My generation and younger don't talk like this. It's gonna be your mama that's gonna talk like this. See, the one that you think that you can play with, that's gonna be the one that's gonna kill you. That's gonna be the one that's gonna kill you right there. The one that you think you can play with, your mama gonna tell you this. The one you think you can play with, the one you think that ain't gonna do nothing to you, that's gonna be the one that's gonna get you right there. The big old boy, he might be a punk. Your mama gonna tell you this, cause he ain't used to getting challenged. Oh, big old punk, 6'4", 6'5", and a big punk, because he ain't used to nobody challenging him. He ain't used to nobody standing up to him. He ain't used to nobody standing up to him. So by the time it's time to fight, he rusty. He don't even know what to do. And a dude smaller than him, he been thinking about it, dealing with people and all of this, getting sized up, and he just been thinking about how he got to handle himself. A big dude, in some cases, be a big old punk, because he ain't used to being challenged. That's why. So by the time he get challenged for real, he ain't got no skills. He ain't got no skills to survive. I can show you how a lot of these big dudes can be dead, bro. Come out here throwing your weight around and people got weapons. Making all kind of mistakes, man. But you know, some people got to find out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? But I know for sure that if somebody's like 6'4" or 5", you ain't gonna try that person, bro. You gonna fall all the way back. I promise you. I know that for sure. I know that. I know that. Ask me if I know that. Ask me if I know that. I know for sure you're gonna fall all the way back. You ain't gonna try them at all. That's what I'm talking about. Unless you go find some other big dudes, and then that's the only way you're gonna do it. The only way you're going to do it is if you find other big dudes to do it. Am I right or wrong? That's right. Listen, you're going to go find other big dudes to do it. You ain't going to do it yourself. You know better than that. You're going to go try people that's under 6'3", and you're going to find out the hard way they more dangerous than them other dudes. Either way you look at it, spirituality, physically, intellectually, all that stuff. Because they're more used to being challenged. If you get challenged over and over again, you're going to get good. You're going to get good. You're going to get good at fighting. Because you're used to being challenged. Whether you got a challenge, whether you get challenged physically, spiritually, intellectually, if you keep getting challenged like I do, what you think I'm going to become? A good fighter. Always ready. See, you didn't think about that because you're corny. You know what I'm saying? If you keep challenging a person, that person's going to get better and better. That's all you're doing is making us better. The more you challenge us, all you're doing is making us better, man. All these big punks that ain't getting challenged over there on your side, all these cool dudes, these big cool cats, but punks out there that ain't getting challenged, man. Listen, when the stuff pop off, look at them. They ain't got no heart or nothing. See, we got heart over here because we've been challenged too many times. You know what I'm saying? How you ain't going to have heart and you ain't been challenged? And you've been challenged all these times. You already know what it is. You already know what's coming. How you ain't gonna be ready for it? How I ain't gonna be hard to it? How I ain't gonna weather anything you're doing? And I done been challenged a million times by all these different types of people. That's to see you too stupid to realize the obvious. That's what I trip off of you about. You too stupid to realize the obvious. This person gets challenged over and over. He gonna be an animal. That's all. What else you think gonna happen? Stupid, man. All you did was made me listen. All I did was become stronger, sharper, more of an animal. That's all. Ready to bite and attack at any time. That's all, bruh. While you laxed and playing games in my lane. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I've been like this from the streets and everything. In California. I'm in the streets of California. Like it's the same way I am now. And you think you're going to challenge me and play with me? Man, come on, man. I was on the streets of California, bro. Did they tell you that? Did they tell you that? Because a white boy going to size it up like I wasn't doing nothing. That's what a lame white boy going to do. That's what I'm saying. That's why you got to go talk to a black man about a black man. Because he moving like a black man. So how you going to find out how he moving unless you talk to a black man? You go talk to a white man, he gonna tell you, oh, he was out there on the streets like a bum. Go talk to a black man, he gonna tell you everything that happened while he was on the streets. Oh yeah, he was doing this, he was chilling, he was over here chilling. White man ain't gonna break down the other stuff, is he? He ain't gonna break down what you was actually doing on the streets, is he? That's what I'm talking about. That's 7 out. Yeah, these cornballs, besides him, even these corn lame black people, they ain't gonna break down what he was doing on the streets, is he? Hey, you ain't gonna break down what I was doing on the streets, are you? You ain't gonna break it down, are you? No, you ain't. You just like a white boy. Listen, you gonna say I was on the streets. You ain't gonna be able to break down what I was doing on the streets. You ain't gonna be able to break down what I was doing on the streets. You see what I'm saying? You see how simple-minded that is? That's what I'm talking about, bruh. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to see me, bruh. I promise you don't. I promise you don't, buddy. I'm so used to being challenged, buddy. I'm so good at it right now. Listen. I'm going to get respect out of every situation. I'm ready at the drop of a hat in any situation. Listen, buddy, I'm too good for you. I'm too much of a fighter. And that's for any and everybody. I'm too much of a fighter for you. That's now you get who I am. I have become the fighter. That's why you can't get me off of it. Unless I get my money. If I don't get my money, you can't get me off of this. That's all it is to it. Why you jocking them other people over there? They are not fighters. Okay? I'm talking about real, and I ain't talking about just on the streets. I'm talking about these politics in politics. With Donald Trump never saying nothing about marrying children. When it happened on his watch when he was the president. I fight like that too. That's why Trump can't stand me. Oh, he know who I am, but he don't like me because I called him out for not saying nothing about child marriage laws, and he was in the White House when it happened. When y'all passed new child marriage laws, who was the president? Trump was the president. Why Trump ain't say nothing? Oh, that's why he don't like me. If you don't know why. Oh, that's why. Because I'm the only one talking about it. Him being in the White House and he ain't say nothing about it. He still ain't saying nothing about it. But he trying to fix everything else. He better not ever let me hear him talk about child molesters. And you were sitting up in the White House when they passed new child marriage laws. I better not ever hear him say nothing about no child molesters. Oh, he know better. Especially now that he realized he was in the White House when they passed new child marriage laws. See, I'm a fighter, buddy. That's all I became. I became a fighter. And what you are? You know what you are? You know what most of you are? Slaves. That's what you are. You're a slave waiting on World War III. Listen, buddy. Listen, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. You a slave waiting on World War III, bruh. What else you doing? You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You ain't gonna be able to fight back. So what you gonna do? If you knew what was good for you, you go down south somewhere. You get out of New York. You ain't got a fighting chance in New York. That's another reason I'm getting out of here. I wasn't gonna stay here. I wasn't here to stay anyway. Man, New York is gonna be a hellhole pretty soon. This is gonna be a hellhole. You can't see that coming. This is already. Look how crazy people are here in New York. Who gonna want to be here with all these crazy people? If it wasn't that many people, then you can get by, right? But all these crazy people everywhere you go, walk around everywhere. No way, bro. No way. I'm out of here. see me. Listen, I'm a fighter. I'm tough and all of that, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. If I can see the trouble that's going ahead, you think I'm gonna sit here and stay in New York another 5, 6, 7, 8 years? No. I wasn't gonna stay here another 10 years anyway. No way. I probably would have stayed at best to the duration of Trump's administration. That's how long I would have stayed. And if you know any better, that's what you need to do. Once Trump is out of office, it's over, bro. New York is going. Can't you see this? After Trump was out of office, can you imagine what New York is going to be with the new president and all that new leadership? Think about what I'm saying, bro. Keep in mind, we don't know what it's going to be like by the time it get there, based on what he's done here or what's happened since he's been in office. Can you imagine after him? Not even considering what's going to happen up until he gets out of office. Can you imagine what's going to happen after that in New York? You can't, listen, if you got a brain, especially if you black, you got family down south, you crazy for staying up here after Trump. This is as long as you can stay up here after Trump. After Trump, you got to go, bro. You're going to see black people, if they smart, make a whole exodus out of New York City. The exodus. The whole community. This is gonna be a wasteland, bruh. You can't be in no New York. It's the front lines of everything crazy going on. It's a circus. It's not like it's even real anymore. You notice that? This is like a circus. This ain't no sense of community. That's gone. There's no sense of community in New York. There's no sense of community. You let people fool you like it's a sense of community. Ain't no sense of community here. That's been gone. Your neighbors can be your worst enemies. Your neighbors could be working with the feds. Your neighbors could be Freemasons and witchcraft people, Illuminati people, gang stalkers. So off the strength of what's going on with these gang stalkers, ain't no sense in no community. I don't trust nobody in this community. That's real. I don't trust nobody in this community. So I wasn't gonna stay in New York. Probably to about 2009. That's it. 3 more years, I would have been gone anyway. About three years from now, I would have been gone anyway, man. So that would have just made perfect sense, because I had my last apartment for 3 years. I would have had another apartment for 3 years, and I would have been out. That's it. That's all I'm staying here for. After 3 years, and we weather Trump, I weather Trump. After that, I'm going down south, man. Because this going to be crazy. Can you imagine? After Trump, when things going to get more laxed. See, let's keep it real. Most black people like it when it's more laxed. Come on, let's keep it 100. You're going to like it when it's more lax, right? But it's not going to work to your favor this time. When it's more laxed in America, if we have in America after Trump, this country being more lax is not going to be good. It's not. No, hold up. Everybody like a laxed country where it's kind of cool, kind of laid back a little bit, and people like to get away with stuff. Let's just keep it real. But that's not going to work to your favor this time around right here. After Trump is out of office and things is laxed, it's not going to be good, bro. It's going to be crazy. That's what I'm saying. When we deal with a lax country after him, it's going to be crazy. You ain't gonna be able to be here in New York. Can you imagine how crazy and bugged out people gonna be here in New York? No way. No way, bro. See, if you smart, you can already see. You putting it together, you see how fast things are changing. You see how fast the people are changing. You see how fast the mentality of the people is changing. How you think it's gonna be after 2029 when Trump is out of office? He's gonna be out of office in 2029, right? How do you think it's gonna be in New York in 2029? It's gonna be like a gamble going outside. You don't know if you're gonna make it. Nah, listen, man. Nah. It's too many people here. That's the problem. It ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what made New York, New York. But then once the mentality change, it works against you. Now you got all these people, crazy people out here, you got to face all the time in all different type of scenarios and situations. Nah, that's how you know I'm sharp on my game, buddy. Ain't no way in the world I'm staying here after Trump and all these people out here and all these different scenarios of people trying you and playing in your face and trying you for no reason, or you just getting an altercation with somebody. All these different situations out here. Nah, I'm cool on that. See, I don't worry about what people think. You could think I'm a coward. You can think whatever. But I ain't stupid. That's the thing about it. Ain't no way in the world. To me, that's just street smarts right there. That's not being a coward. That's street smarts. Yeah, that is. If I see it getting bad, and it ain't like it used to be in New York, man, when I first came to New York, it was the last bit. Little did I know, it was the last bit of New York City. It was never gonna be like that again. It changed. It changed after, I would say, 2016. That's about right. 2016, that's when it changed. It got strange and weird. Yeah. After 2016, it was not the same after that. For about 10 years. New York ain't been the same in about 10 years. 2015 and 2014, that was the last good time of New York. See, I know the changes. I've been through all the changes. When I was here, I came here in 2012. That year right there was the last big good of New York, where you could just walk around and be in your own world like it used to be. Like you go into downtown Manhattan, you put your headphones on. I was one of them kids. I did the same thing everybody else did. You put your headphones on, you walking through Manhattan, strutting your strut, walking through Manhattan. And it's like you got the city to yourself because nobody's paying attention to you. But also, the beauty was I can flip it around and have a great conversation with a stranger. That's how you know I lived in New York. You meet somebody, you have a great conversation. You sit there, you might talk for minutes and minutes and minutes. Yo, how you get done talking about this? You have a great conversation in New York and go about your day. That's how it used to be. I can't even tell you the last time I had a great conversation in New York City. That's crazy. That's what you should be looking at. That's how you know everything changed. No more good, great conversations. Walking down the street, you meet a complete stranger, you having this great conversation. I don't even remember the last time it happened. I don't even remember, man. I don't know. Oh, maybe like 2017. Yep. I met this dude that was from Cuba, and at the time I was smoking weed, and me and him smoked a spliff together, and and he was telling me about leaving New York. I was on my way to leave New York, ironically, and me and him were sitting there talking in the subway. We smoked a spliff together, and he was telling me about leaving New York. He was like, "It's too much jealousy here. It's too much jealousy." That's what he told me. And then New York is like one of them cities like Hotel California. You can leave, but you never leave. It's like ironically, man, New York City is like Hotel California. It is. You try to leave, go somewhere else, you don't really like it. It don't really move like New York. And then the thing about it is, do it have to move like New York? But you don't feel like it's a city if it don't. You feel like it's lonely, or it's just not a place you want to live, because it ain't busy enough. It ain't city enough. You know. Once you get turned out to New York, you ain't no good nowhere else. That's the truth. You can fit in. You could adapt, but you ain't gonna never feel at home nowhere else like here. It's just you done got turned out to it. It's just how it is. That's why people keep coming back here, cause see, people will say, "What about the danger?" A New Yorker ain't gonna never worry about the danger of New York, no matter what happens. No matter if there is danger, you ain't gonna stop coming to New York cause it's getting dangerous. But when it's crazy, that's a different situation. It's crazy now. Yeah, it's crazy now, bro. Officially, it's bugged out. It's bugged out. And keep in mind, you got the illegal migrants on a whole nother level. See what changed New York, and I don't think people have thought about it good enough, is all those buses coming in from those different countries. When Eric Adams was the mayor, and he was talking about how all these buses all this stuff was going to break New York. That's big words for a mayor to say it's going to break New York. But them people are still here. They hiding. They're not gone. They went and hid in Hispanic and Latino neighborhoods. That's common sense. It's never going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. New York is not going to be the same because of that. If not for anything else. But I remember, man, how it used to be. Man, walking down the street in New York, you in your own vibe, you in your own world. Remember that? Like, nobody bothering you. That's the main thing I stress. See, some people don't even know what that's like. If you just now coming up here, nah, you don't know what that's like. Because they bothering strangers now. You hear about strangers getting bothered now these days. They come up here for the first time, come up here to New York, and something happened to them and stuff. You don't know what it was like, you know, over 10 years ago, when you could just come up here and get in your own world. That's what you're seeing on the movies. That's how it used to be. I remember a little bit of it. I got a little taste of it. And I knew when it left too. I wasn't stupid. I knew it wasn't the same. I can't describe it, but it's just like when you go outside and you go to these different places, it's like everybody's energy is on you. Not just the gang stalkers. I ain't talking about that. It's just like maybe out of fear. People are fearful too, more fearful. And they just pay attention to everybody and watch everybody. I think it's that. It's part of that. But when I first came to New York, everybody was in their own lane. That's what you see on TV, where you could walk down the street and just put your headphones on and just zone out and just do your thing and just sit down and eat a sandwich, and you can watch the crowd, or in any time when you're ready to engage, you can. If you want to talk to a complete stranger, you want to spark up a conversation, you can do that at any time with somebody that you know, that you feel like talking to, and so many people, you know, whenever you're ready to talk, you can. And see, that's how it used to be. You can enjoy your day. You could walk down the street in your own world, sad and in a weird therapeutic way. Even if you were sad, you still could draw from New York City, the energy. You could see somebody to make you laugh, or something to make you laugh out here, or just look around and just look at and see a beautiful woman. You might see a beautiful woman and just change your attitude. You know, It's not like that no more. And it's just not, and I'm not going to act like it is, and it's not. See, I'm from the outside. I remember how, you got to listen to people from the outside too, because they can articulate things that you might have got used to, you might have didn't pay attention to. Like how I'm talking about how in New York you could put your headphones on and just zone out in your own world, but you're around a whole bunch of people at the same time. So it's like an oxymoron. I'm in the city by myself, but everybody's so focused on what they focus on, it's like I'm by myself. But it's all these people here, and it can flip around, and I can have a conversation and with a random person, and I can be social a million different ways and different times, and that's how I used to be, man. And see, you have to come to terms with, yo, it's just not like it used to be, bro. That's why I don't even talk about it no more. That's why I don't talk about it no more. That's why I don't talk about New York in a good light like that no more, because it changed. This is why I don't do shelters too. I was at Bellevue, right? Everybody in the shelter system know about Bellevue, right across the street from the hospital, right? So I had nothing but great experiences there for the most part, right? Like a lot of good experience. I met a lot of good people there. But it changed 2016, 10 years ago, when somebody got murdered in that shelter. Now, some New Yorkers don't know. I don't know if that hit the paper. I'm going to look it up too. But somebody got killed in the shelter in New York, in Bellevue, right? And at that time, I was so known here in New York. I just stepped on the block and I knew people. That's how relevant. I mean, I'm talking about coming straight from out of town, and people know me, and I just start talking conversation as soon as I get to New York. So that's how I found out when I first got here in 2016. I went on the block back out there at the shelter, and I knew people from the streets that was in the shelter. And they was like, before I went in there, I was about to go in. And I had just got in town, and somebody was like, yo, somebody got killed in the shelter, got murdered in the shelter. I forgot who the dudes was, but they knew me, right? And I knew them. And it was like, yeah, you know the dude that got murdered. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you know him like that. He used to be the cigarette dude. So he used to be with one of the cigarette dudes or something like that. Because at that time I used to smoke cigarettes. So I was always going to the cigarette dude to get cigarettes. So anyway, the dude told me that I knew this person that got killed in the shelter, in the Bellevue shelter. This was in 2016. At that moment in time, I knew that everything had changed in New York when somebody got killed in the shelter. That was 2016. From that point, I never lived in a shelter seriously ever again. That did it for me. A matter of fact, when I heard that, I didn't go in the shelter. I stayed on the streets. And I've been better on the streets ever since. No, I'm not going in no shelter and they murking people in the shelter. No. It's not being a coward. I'm not stupid. If I can see, you don't gotta point out a lot to me. And then a girl, once I got my apartment and I came back to New York another time, a female got killed in the shelter. It happened on both sides. A female got killed in the shelter. A young girl too, like in her 20s. So like, you see what I'm saying? If that was the follow-up, I already knew. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like I just knew, everything's changed. For that to happen in the shelter, you know how much has to happen with the mentality of the people? That means a lot had changed. We wasn't like that when we got to the point where we was gonna kill somebody in the shelter, man. No. Kill somebody in the shelter? Nah. So that was around 2016. That's when I noticed the New York changed after that. So from that point, I actually stayed on the streets from that day. I just thugged it out on the streets and spin my wheels until I left. You know, and then I came back up here and lived with a roommate and got hired for a job on a whole nother occasion of coming to New York. But I never came here the same way ever again. Like going to them shelters, straight to the shelters, like dudes do, that's from out of town. Nah, I stopped all of that. So I started being on the streets. I got acquainted with the New York. I was homeless in New York City, and that's a whole different animal. I know what it is to ride the subways back and forth all night long, and you're vulnerable to the whole New York City community. I was the dude sleeping on the shelf in the train. You can't tell me about New York. My Jamaican friend, he taught me how to do that, to ride the train all night long. I ain't know nothing about that, because me, being from out of town, I might have thought, well, somebody kick you off the train or something like that. Or is it safe enough to do that? Them kind of thoughts I'm going to have. But my Jamaican friend taught me how to ride the train all night long. So that's what I started to do on my own when I was homeless on the streets. I started to ride the train, sleep on the train. You know, you wake up about 7, 8, 9 o'clock, like around this time, and you can smell the perfume of people going to work. I used to wake up, look around, and you're just too embarrassed to look around at everybody, so you just lay there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's there packed, you already laying down. I was one of those dudes. While everybody going to work, I'm still laying down. So I would ride the train all night long and wait after rush time for work, the morning rush, you know, and then I would get off the train maybe 9 or 10 o'clock, something like that. So, you know, so I've been that dude, I've been that kid that was here in New York sleeping on the train all night long, sleeping in the subway stations too. Like once you get in and sleeping on the benches inside the station, I used to do that too. Seeing people on the other side, sleeping on the other side, sleeping on your side. A whole community of people sleeping in the subway station. I've been that cat too. I've done that too. I done slept on the back of the train station, all the way in the back, laying on the ground. I done that too. So, you know, that's what people don't know about me. I played that position too. I done played the shelters and I done played the streets of New York. As far as sleeping on the streets or being homeless. You know, I done been down there in Times Square, working it, being homeless down there, getting, you know, eating down there, everything, you know. I done played that position too. That's what I'm saying. I done it so many different ways, man. That's why I can walk away. You know, I can walk away because I really came here and lived here, and now it's just different. You know, like I said, once somebody got killed in the shelter, I never took shelters seriously in America. After that, nowhere. Not just New York. Nowhere did I take the shelter system seriously anywhere. And they told me I knew the dude. That's what I'm saying. I can't place the person, but they say, that's the crazy thing about it. They say I knew him. He got murdered right in the shelter, right in Bellevue, right across the street from the hospital. Which means they probably took him straight to the morgue across the street. Police came in, ambulance came in, right, literally, man, and took him right across the street. Where else would he went? They took him and put him in the morgue right across the street. So after that happened, that's why I don't do shelters. Like me being in here, it's a perfect example. Somebody bust through my door up at the other room I was living in. I take precautions. I act like it is what it is. I remember the changes. I know the changes that this stuff done went through, and I act like I know the changes. And some people don't. They walk around in the la-la world, you know, and I'm a wild man. You know what I'm saying? You know what that means? I mean, I adapt to the wild. So if you put pressure on me, I only take it one way. I I only take it one way. I don't take it no other way than what a wild man gonna take it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm a street person, bro. I'm gonna only take it one way. See, if you suburban or you know, a diva, it's a million ways, other ways to look at stuff. I ain't looking at it no other way. And I got that prerogative to not to. And because you shouldn't be playing with me anyway. And that's that. That's that. I choose to look at it the way I want to look at it. You know how I look at it? Listen, bro. I got one life to live. That's how I look at it. And that sums it up right there. If you're smart, if you get my drift, I got one life to live. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to protect this life and I'm going to live this life. You know what I'm saying? Now you realize you're dealing with somebody that lived in New York. I'm New York strong. I'm New York sharp. I'm New York smart, just like the next person in New York. That's why you couldn't get nothing past me. That's why I see everything you're doing. See how what you should have realized is me living in New York. You should have knew I was going to be smart and fast. Okay? That's what it is. Okay? Now you listen to the white boys. They going to tell you another story. You know not to listen to no white boy. That mean police or Freemasons or these corny Satan people or witchcraft people. Them type of folks. You know darn well not to listen to them. And you know this person that lived in New York. I'm New York smart, New York fast and sharp. I just applied myself to this. They was playing in my lane. I applied myself to this. That's what it was. That's what I supposed to do. That's what a New Yorker would have done. They playing with me, then I'm going to war. That's it. I'm not playing no games. I'm not playing any games at all. And everybody's going to be on my side about it. Even the police. If the police know you playing with me, who you think they're going to be with? Especially New York police. New York police, oh, you was playing with the guy? Oh, we didn't know that part. Okay, now, well, what do you thought was supposed to happen? Sir, no, sir. They're going to stop you. Sir. Sir. No, sir. What you thought was going to happen playing with this man, and he ain't doing nothing to you. Ain't nobody going to sympathize with you. You out your mind. The police ain't even going to sympathize. Man, if the police know the real story that me and you know, man, they ain't going to sympathize with this. That's the bottom line. And you and I know that. So if they don't, who else is? These old women ain't even going to do it. Well, you know you shouldn't have been playing with them. That's what an old woman going to tell you. Well, baby, out here in the real world, you can't play with nobody like that. And don't expect no consequences. That's what an old woman will tell you right here in New York. So who will be on your side? That's what I'm trying to see. A bum, a loser, a bugged out person. Somebody bugged out on witchcraft. Like they've been huffing raid. You've been huffing raid, ain't you? You remember huffing? You've been huffing raid, ain't you? Raid. You've been huffing raid, ain't you? You must have been huffing raid, bro. You high on raid, ain't you? You high on hot shot, ain't you? You high on hot shot. You high on hot shot and raid, ain't you? Listen, man, listen. You high on that cockroach spray, ain't you? Hey, that's what the old people say. He hyped up on that cockroach spray. You hyped up on that cockroach spray. Yeah, he must be hyped up. They'll say something random like that, won't they? He must be hyped up on that cockroach spray. Man, you must be hyped up on that cockroach spray, bro. Nah, weed don't got you like that. Even the old people say that. Weed don't have you like that now. Weed don't have you like that now. You must be hyped up on that cockroach spray. That's all. Listen, man. Listen. Life is too real, bro. Life is too real, man. Life is too real, man. That's like the police ain't gonna feel that. Nobody ain't gonna feel that. All you should have did was got the bag, man. That's all I told you. I need my money. That's it. That's all. That's all I'm looking for. I'm just looking for my bag, man. Listen. That's whatever other problems you got. That's with other people, and you got your problems with God. That's other stuff you got to work through, right? Of course, I ride with God forever, you know. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Your debt to me is a bag. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted, man. I told you how much I wanted to. $707 million. That's my price tag. $707 million for coast to coast, playing with me like Walt Disney, like Disneyland, Disney World. To make Disneyland and Disney World about $707 million, ain't it? Well, you played around like it was Disneyland and Disney World, didn't you? In Florida and California, you was playing with me in California and Florida like it's Disneyland and Disney World. Universal Studios down in Orlando. I was in Orlando. They was playing games out there. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I was on the streets of homeless in Orlando. In Orlando, Florida. Playing games out there, bruh. Listen, man. All I asked for is a bag, man. That's it. That's all I asked for. $707 million. I ain't even changed the price tag. It's worth way more than that from all I've been through. Now, additional to that, additional to the time, you know, I asked for my $707 million. That's it. That's all I need. Because I feel like basically you should make me a rich man based on what I've been through, the time I missed, everything like that. I should be made rich. That's right. $707 million. You ain't got it? Listen, I'm sorry. You should have started problems in the streets. You should have started problems in the streets. See, I give real numbers. They heard these real numbers. I got videos that express these real numbers long time ago, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was talking about $707 million. Okay? But I stopped talking about the money. You ain't really heard about the money really because I stopped talking about it. You know my style. If I keep talking about the same thing, come on, hold up. I've been talking about this for over 2-3 years. I'm not going to do it anymore. I stopped talking about it. And we just went to war because they ain't had the money. See, Tupac said this, and somebody told Tupac, don't come out here unless you got your money right. Don't go to war unless you got your money right. Because you need money for different reasons when you go into war. War is always expensive. War is always going to be expensive. It's expensive for me, but I'm willing to do what I got to do. War is expensive. You don't never go to war you broke as Freemasons or Illuminati. You don't go to war as a broke community. You know what I'm saying? And then expect somebody to have mercy and compassion on you. It don't work like that. So that's why we keeping the pressure on these people. That's why we putting pressure on these people, you know, that we call Americans. Yes, sir. We putting pressure on them. It might sound crazy, but it's what's going on. What can I do? You know, not act like it's happening just so it don't sound crazy. You know, it's what is going on. It's what is going on. So, you know, we going to put the pressure on them right now because with this war in Iran, you know, all we need is for that to escalate and for it to cause problems here, and we going to be good. So we got to fast. We got to give offerings. We got to do all the stuff we got to do. And once we do that, it's going to escalate. See, right now they trying to stop it from escalating, but so now we just hope for escalation with Iran. On the Iran side, you know what I'm saying? Because Trump and them, all of them trying to stop escalation as much as they possibly can. That's why they keep giving different deadlines. He don't want no smoke. But then you do, but then you don't. You know, so, you know, it's confusing. It's mixed signals. You know, especially after you killed their leader. So, you know, it's already too late. You can't start it. You can't start, you know, it's going to be a classic case of starting something you can't finish. You know, you can't finish this. You can't finish no war like that. You know, and giving these deadlines and stuff, they ain't gonna stop. They ain't gonna change nothing because you know now as far as the art of war, now I know I got something that you care about. So why I'm gonna give up that leverage? Why I'm gonna give up that advantage? I'm gonna keep working that and tweaking that. Any warrior's gonna do that. I'm not gonna just give that up. Now I know what hurts you. Why I'm gonna give it to you? If I know we got the oil and I can charge $200 a barrel, you know what I'm saying? Why ain't gonna work that to my advantage? If I know you got the upper hand with weapons, missiles, and Israel helping you, then I'm gonna use this oil to fight. I'm gonna fight you with oil. That's the art of war, man. I'm gonna fight you with anything I can. You know what I'm saying? If I can't beat you with missiles and weapons, and I know you need this oil, and 1/5 of the oil got to pass through where I'm at, then I'm gonna shut that down too. And it ain't gonna come open April 6th. Because if the war don't stop April 6th, it's not gonna open April 6th. That's common sense for any warrior. I ain't gonna stop it. If the war don't stop, then why should I stop? Duh. This is a war. This is not a business deal. Trump acting like this is a business deal. This is war. You already killed his leaders. Okay then, so this ain't no business deal, like make a deal and make it. This is a war. This isn't The Apprentice. This is war, buddy. And therefore, if I know I got the upper hand, and and you're already panicking about this, then what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the weapon I can. I'm gonna use every weapon I can. If you knocking out my military and all of this, and you bragging about it low key, then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use what I can to defeat you. I'm gonna use this oil. Yeah, that part. Yeah, how you feel about that, buddy? I'm gonna use this oil. How you feel now? That's how Iran thinking now. How you feel now, buddy? $200 a barrel. We're gonna take it up to about $200 a barrel. About $200 a barrel. We're gonna make it about $200 a barrel. Hey, the leader over there in Iran, he said, get ready for about he said, tell the world to get ready for $200 a barrel. That sounds like something a black man would say. Tell the world to get ready for about $200 a barrel. Tell the world to get ready for $200 a barrel, buddy. Hey, Ron sounded like a black man when he said that. Listen. Hey, the blackness came out right then, didn't he? He said, tell the world to get ready for about $200 a barrel, man. Tell the world to get ready. Listen, man, listen. It's not a game. That man say $200 a barrel, buddy. Hey, a barrel, right? That's the funny part. $200 a barrel. Hey, get ready for about $200 a barrel, bro. Yeah, man, it's just how he put it, $200 a barrel. Hey, man. Hey, Trump gonna get ready. Hey, tell Trump to get ready for about $200 a barrel, bro. Yeah, man. See, everybody's gonna do this. I would do the same thing. If I know that's gonna hurt you, then why am I gonna comply with what you want me to comply with? Come on now. See, Trump think that negotiation stuff be working. It ain't working with Iran. They ain't feel. Can't you see how indifferent they are? That's the term to use. Indifferent. It don't mean, I'm not saying it in a negative way on Iran's behalf, but towards America, they are indifferent. Read between the lines. He ain't feeling all that trying to talk about some negotiating and they want to deal. He think he can go try to use that negotiation stuff over there. That's not working, man. This dude is indifferent, bro. They indifferent. They not trying. They indifferent and hostile. They ain't feeling none of that stuff you trying to do. Acting like, yeah, they want to deal so bad. They talking about we never talked to him. Man, listen, man. I respect Iran, man. I respect them. I respect their stance against America. I respect their stance, man, because this present administration just doing. I think they're a little reckless, if you ask me. I think you can tell the energy behind it if you're American, man. That ain't that that's that gung ho energy, that American patriot energy, just going over there doing stuff that you think you want to do. Nah, I don't feel that. Nah, I don't feel it. Nah, I sympathize with the non-white people. These Iranian people are non-whites. I hate to say it, man. That plays a factor, man. I mean, yeah, I feel that way. I feel it kind of plays. I sympathize with the Arab people. Some people that a lot of times Americans overlook the Arab people because they Muslims. You know what I'm saying? That you're taught as an American that these are Muslims. And you don't even look at his humanity. You don't even look at the Arab people's humanity. You know what I'm saying? See, for a black man, you shouldn't be ignorant like that. That man's non-white. He gonna be mistreated by these white people, and you should be right there vouching against it every time that he do. Going over there killing them people and they ain't really got no reason to. Look at that, man. It's always gonna be tension. You can't be scary. That's how it is. It's gonna be tension. You don't go kill people because it's tension. You say he killed a whole bunch of people. Okay. Oh well. I mean, why you ain't been did nothing about it? Why you ain't do nothing about it your first term? Trump been in the office 2 times. Okay. Why you ain't do nothing about your first term then? You had 4 years and you did nothing about Iran the first time. You see what I'm talking about? That's all I'm saying though. Why ain't do nothing about it the first time? Why we ain't hear nothing about Iran really the first time? Not significantly. We ain't hear nothing significant, did we? That they been killing all these people. I like how they putting it down. Well, I mean, I don't know how to feel about what he talking about. They killed all these American people and all of that. I don't know how real that is. You got to show me what you're talking about. Especially these days, you got to prove that. You just say something like, "Well, yeah, they've been killing all these Americans and all of that." Now, I want you to pull that up. I want you to show us where they've been killing all these Americans and which Americans they've been killing. Because I ain't never known America to sit back and just let them do it and just let them kill these people and kill Americans. When? When did America sit back and let Iran just kill Americans and didn't retaliate? Oh, they probably talking about them bases over there. That's probably what it is. That's all they could be talking about. Them bases, the military bases over there. Well, I mean, do I look at that as more personal towards America, or that you just over there in their vicinity, if that makes sense? And they don't feel like you should be over there. You know what I'm saying? Is that more personalized? Is that more territorial than personalized? I think that's more territorial, which means that could have been anybody. But you're hated for different reasons, man. That you don't want to acknowledge. Like I've said before, racism manifesting in these different countries as taking over people's countries and acting like they're incompetent, like they can't run their own country. People don't respect that. That's what I believe started people hating America. I mean, they came over there like people are incompetent. They can't run their own country. And these are grown men who take care of their wives. And think about it. And another man come over to your country and act like you a boy, like you ain't been doing nothing for your women and everything, but you have. You see what I'm saying? It's ego too. It's ego. We taking care of our families. Think about it. We taking care of our women. We making our women happy and proud. But then these people come over here and act like we boys in front of our women. Look at it from a man's perspective. We've been taking care of our families. These people come over here and act like we boys, like we can't run our own community. See, I sympathize as a black man. See, You ain't take your mind to international problems. See, that's why you still taking America's side. You know why? Because you didn't expand your mind as a black man internationally and address these issues within yourself on your own, where you can talk about it intelligently like the rest of us, like the best of us. The best of us took our black thought and perspective international to all these different issues. We didn't let the white man form our opinions about it and we take their opinion and their worldviews. We formed our own opinions on all these situations. You let the white man form your opinion on these situations. Because you still can't tell me why Russia is your enemy. Why is Russia your enemy? Talk about it intelligently as a black man. Why is Russia your enemy? Tell me what wars happen. You should be able to tell me this war happened, that war happened, this is why Russia's their enemy. That's what another country could do. They can tell you exactly, the countrymen can tell you, the countrymen of any country can tell you why certain other countries are their enemies. They can tell you what wars that happened and everything. Tell me what wars happened between America and Russia that made Russia the enemy. Next question. Tell me what wars happened to make Russia the black man's enemy. Because he ain't against black people. Russia is not against black people. Russia is against white America. You ain't never think about it, did you? Well, why would he be against you? As a collective community, why would he be against black people? Russia is not against black people. It's black people that live over there in Russia. You didn't know that, did you? Africans live over there in Russia. Russia is not against black people. Russia is against white America. They look at us as oppressed people in white America. Why would they be against oppressed people? So what you did was you took up the white Americans' enemies as your own enemies. And you can't tell me intelligently why Russia is your enemy as a black man. But guess what? Here's the punchline. Guess what the punchline is? Guess what the punchline is? You can talk about intelligently how America is your enemy. You can talk intelligently about how America has been your enemy. But you can't tell me intelligently how Russia is your enemy, China is your enemy as a black man. None of these other countries oppose you as a black man but America. The main one making you choose his worldviews of these different countries. He was your enemy. Why would you take up his enemies if he was your enemy at one time? You got to let him know. You got to say, hey, well, that's your enemy. That's not my enemy. In fact, you was my enemy at one time. Why I'm going to take up your enemies? Now, I expect black people who join the military and the police force to do that, but not everyday common black people. But that's what you've done. You take up the white Americans' enemies all around the world. You see what I'm talking about? Where you can't, where you don't even look around the world for yourself. You don't look around the world for yourself and form your own opinions about all these different countries and these different wars. That's what I did. And you know what you're going to come out realizing? These are non-white people, and these Americans have went over there and expressed racism as dominating their country like they can't take care of themselves. Like they're not competent enough to run their own countries. That's how racism manifests from the Americans in other countries. They will go around the world acting like these people are incompetent. But yet their country is up and going. I mean, you know what I mean? At face value. At face value, the country is up and going. You got to meet a man halfway. And in some cases, a black man gonna tell you this. Well, this black man, if I was a leader, I'm not fighting every country for everybody. Sometimes these countries got to fight it out. I'm sorry. Listen, white America gonna respect me for saying that. You can't fight everybody's wars, man. Let these people fight themselves. Let them fight on their own. That's how we used to do in the old world, the old school. Well, hey, it's what it is. We can't fight everybody's wars, man. That's what America try to go do. They try to go fight everybody's wars, man. The old school say they the world police. America is the world police. That's how you know I'm old school. Young people don't even know what that means. World police. America acting like the world police everywhere. And sometimes, man, you just gotta let people fight their own wars. That's just what it is, man. That's how it is in the jungle. That's how it is in the jungle. Because you don't want to get liabilities by helping everybody. It's misperceived, you know. It can seem good, but it's perceived as evil. You can't help everybody. Sometimes you just gotta let. This is how it is in the real world, unfortunately. It's just like the wild. It's just like the jungle. Sometimes animals gonna prey on other animals. It's gonna seem sad, right? But it happens. And that animal's gonna die. And it's part of the food chain. It's how it is. And that's the way it is. Me as a black man, I'm not fighting every war out here that I see. If your country is going through a war and it's two parties, listen, man, I can't fight. I know for sure in wisdom I can't fight everybody's wars, bro. Nah, that should have never started. That should have never started. America, now you can't stop people from thinking America should help them. You know what I mean? Like now other people feel that America should help them. How I feel is, man, I hate to say it, you know, the world, life is life and the world is the world. It's just what it is. You got to, sometimes two countries got to fight it out. And we can't get into it. Whoever wins. That's the strongest, and that's what it is. See, if this approach would happen, then we would get the strongest people in the world. Listen, this is how people feel. This is how grown men feel. We'll get the strongest people in the world, and the weakest people will. I'm sorry, you didn't make it. It's what it is. It's the jungle. It's what it is. That's how it used to be. Where we're in the jungle, and if you are the weak and you're preyed on, I'm sorry, bro. It's what it is. You came out here like a deer, like a lion, but you was an antelope. You got devoured, and that's what happened. That's why I'm telling these secret society people, man, this is the jungle. You came out here like a lion, and you was a deer. Listen, I'm sorry, buddy. You got devoured, and ain't nobody gonna save you from God's kingdom. It's not gonna happen. You are in the wild. Make no mistake about that. And the police can't do nothing about it, and Trump can't do nothing about it. You came out here and played with America, and once they find out the truth, they want you to be devoured. Now people rallying around me, ready for you to be devoured. Oh, you don't think I know? I do know. I know people want me to do this to you. I know people want me to do this to America. You thought I was stupid, didn't you? See, there's a German term in Germany for fingertip intuition. You can look it up. The German term for fingertip intuition. I learned that from Robert Greene on 33 Strategies of War, right? In his 33 Strategies of War, he talked about the fingertip intuition that the Germans talk about, where you can sense on the battlefield what's really going on. You can use your intuition to feel the real state of the battlefield, and you know what to be. You know what to be as well. That's part of the definition of it. And you have this intuition where you can feel what's going on in the atmosphere. Look it up. Fingertip intuition, the German term for fingertip intuition, and it will give you the definition and everything about it. I can feel that the Americans want you dead. Freemasons and secret societies and Illuminati. My fingertip intuition lets me know they want to get rid of you. They want to get rid of you because of what all you've done. They look at it my way. They look at it my way that you shouldn't have came out here playing in the field. You shouldn't have came out here playing with people. They looking at it my way. And they want you gone. That's why you're desperate tonight, this morning. That's why you're desperate this morning. And it ain't going to work because I already know that I already got fingertip intuition. I already know what it is. Well, obviously, I already know you're desperate. It's not going to work, little buddy. You're desperate. And it ain't going to work. And when you're desperate, I'm dangerous. Because when you're desperate, you're dangerous. So I'm dangerous right there with you. See, that's what kind of warrior I am. When I know you're desperate, I know you're dangerous. And I'm more dangerous than you. Then I'm going to be more dangerous than you. I don't trust nobody desperate. I don't trust nobody in your situation. That's right. You got devoured. You came out here playing with Africans and you should have knew better. You a clown to think anything else. You a clown thinking anything else. You came out here playing with an African man, and then you a clown if you thought about anything else. And I don't feel sorry for you. You shouldn't have came out here in the jungle. This is the wild. These police made it feel like it wasn't, didn't they? This is the wild, buddy. And that goes for these people in this building too. You need to know, buddy, you in the wild, man. You in the wild. Having these hissy fits, what we call in the South, call them hissy fits, having these hissy fits, and you in the wild, buddy. You will get devoured, man. Ain't nobody playing and having no compassion for you. That's why I survive. You know why I survive the streets? Because I know that it's the wild. I don't go out here in the streets playing with people. See, you would think that the strongest people would throw their weight around. That's not what they do. The strongest people don't throw their weight around. The strongest people respect everybody until proven otherwise. We don't underestimate nobody. No matter what. You don't never ever underestimate somebody. Ever. You don't know what they could do to you. The arrogant people that come out here playing with people, that's not the jungle, bro. Man, because nobody like that operates in the jungle. That's how we know the jungle as black people. You know how you operate. You don't come out here trying people. It don't matter how hard you are. I ain't never met a killer. And I done met killers. I ain't never met a killer come out here with his chest out just trying people because he done killed somebody. I ain't never met nobody like that. Have you? You done met real killers, right? Have you ever met a killer because he killed somebody, he all out here with his chest out and everything, trying people and everybody? I ain't never met nobody like that. These people come out here playing around and do stuff that we don't even do as black people. That's why you as black people can't even sympathize with them. You can't help them because they doing stuff that you don't do. How can you help them? Listen, digest that in your mind. Digest that in your mind. How can you help them and they doing stuff you don't do? You can't help them. You don't come out here trying people, playing with people out here like that. Okay, so what can you do? What can you say? That's why, bro, you gotta let us have our way. That's it, man. That's all we asking, man. See, I told people, man, playing with this side is worse than playing with the devil, man. We play for keeps, man. It's deep. You thought it was simple. This is the deep part right here. Listen, bro, let me tell you something. We play for keeps. We worse than witches and warlocks. This is God's side. You come out here and play in this field. You come out here and play in this field. Listen, bro. Listen. We play for keeps. It's deep. It's deep. You ain't gonna get past this. No, you not. And it don't matter who you run to, we gonna be on your head, buddy. It don't matter who you run to. And that's just what the devil would tell you. You can run whoever you want to run to, we gonna get you. This is God's side. We a million times worse, and you played us like we was Ned Flanders. Now you can hear me clearly, buddy. Listen, we worse than the devil, buddy. When it comes to war, when it comes to playing for keeps, we ain't gonna stop until we get you. You thought that was you, that's us. Oh, you thought you was after us. We after you, bro. We just got a different way of going about it. Ain't no way in the world you're going to play with us for free and you think you're going to get away with it. I'm sorry to tell you. The streets can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. The police, nobody can stop this. And what made it for sure is you came out here. You came out here playing with me in Brooklyn. That's it, bro. That's it. See, what you didn't know, for the lame boys, you didn't know I already lived in Brooklyn. So you tried to show out for Brooklyn. Oh, that's what it was. Until you played yourself. Now you done changed up a little bit, you know, but in the beginning you was playing. Listen, you played yourself. You set yourself up to play yourself. Because you wanted to show out for Brooklyn, for the name of Brooklyn, for what Brooklyn stand for. That's what it was. That's what it was. Little did you know, I already lived in Brooklyn. I already lived in Bed-Stuy. I already lived in certain East New York. They ain't tell you that, did they? That's important information. That's important information for Brooklyn. Oh, he used to live in East New York. New Lots Avenue? Oh, I ain't know that. Oh, he used to live in Bed-Stuy? Oh, we ain't know that either. This ain't my first time living in Brooklyn. This is my 4th time. I lived in Knickerbocker, over by Knickerbocker. Yeah. That's 3 spots. Bed-Stuy, Knickerbocker, in East New York. That's 3 spots. That's 3 places I lived in Brooklyn before I lived here. And each one was months, weeks and weeks and weeks living there. In each spot. In 3 other places. That's why you think I'm like this, bro. That's why I don't care nothing about that psychological stuff. That's all because listen, man, you see how great I am and you want to be like me and you think you can knock me off my square with that psychological stuff. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you from somebody that lived in New York with the same mentality, it's not going to happen. There's too much real stuff going on for us to care about that cartoon stuff you're doing. You see where you at? See, you forced to live in the real world, and that's what a New Yorker going to do. A New Yorker going to pull you right back into the real world. Yeah, we're going to drag you back into the real world so we can chastise you in the real world, buddy. That's right. That's right. We don't care nothing about that psychological foolishness. That's what got you in this situation. That's what got everybody in this situation. Psychological foolishness. When the real truth in the real world is America is marrying children. America marrying children. But we care about psychological stuff. No, we don't. Okay? And that's why I'm at with mine. You know what I'm saying? You see me glistening like diamonds, man. I'm glistening like diamonds. You know what I'm saying? I'm glistening like diamonds, man. I know. But you can't listen, buddy. Listen, I sparkle like diamonds. But I paid the price to sparkle like diamonds. And we ain't gonna let no psychological games win and beat diamonds, buddy. No. I'm sorry. You can't make it. We don't care nothing about that. We don't honor that. We honor real principles and real rules and regulations. You talking to a grown man. I lived in 3 different places in Brooklyn. So now you realize you dealing with New York strength too. Well, of course I built muscles living here in New York. That's common sense. You can't take that from me. That's what it is. That's what it is. You can't take it from me. See, you more interested in fame and glory and all of that. And that's what kind of people you are. Where, you know, we just live this. Just like real niggas. We just live it. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been the difference between my kind and your kind. Is that you come out here posing and you want to live this stuff, but we live it. That's what it is. I represent people who live this with rules and regulations. You came out here, whether you sold your soul or whether you was part of the streets, but you fell off like a lot of niggas do. That don't mean you still with us. You fell off like niggas do. But the bottom line is you either fell off like niggas do, or you a suburban person, you never was in the streets. For you to be in the position you in. And I represent the real streets, and you don't. You think you do. You think you represent black people. You don't represent black people. How I know for sure is because I know how black people think. And they not coming out here playing those psychological games. No, they not. That's white boy stuff. We gonna come out here talking about America marrying children, and you can't get past that. We ain't gonna do nothing because America's marrying children. That's it. We ain't talking about nothing else, buddy. We don't care. Then listen, he could be thinking about something crazy, but we don't care about it. You know why? Because it's nothing happening to nobody. That's how the reasoning of black people is gonna be. As long as he ain't doing nothing to nobody out here, we don't care nothing about it. What we care about is these Americans marrying children. That's what we care about. But you coming out here stupid and ignorant to this community. This community that's marrying children, trying to accuse this black man. That's what black people gonna say. That's how I know you ain't black. If you complexion could be black, but your mind ain't black. You don't got the world views of a black man. You don't got the perception of a black man. All I gotta do is listen to how you think, and that's how. Listen, I know you don't think like no black man. Because I know our value system. You know one type of ghetto. I know 3, 4, 5 different types of ghetto. I done seen ghetto people in California. I done seen ghetto people in Florida. I done seen ghetto people in New York. I done seen ghetto people in North Carolina, where I'm from. See, you just know one style of ghetto. I know many different styles of ghetto. And when you learn many different styles of ghetto, especially when you go from coast to coast, right? And you realize, and you kind of put it all together, you realize what people value. You realize what black people value. They wouldn't value that one day in the world, some psychological foolishness that you're doing. You know what we value? Receipts, real receipts. Meaning you got receipts on a person. I got receipts on you marrying children. That's what black people value. They ain't gonna value you pulling up on me with no receipts. And you can't show me no niggas that's gonna value that. And that's that. That's that, nigga. Ain't no way in the world you gonna tell me black folks gonna value that. No. Because how we gonna look at it is, you know, based on what we've been through, white people always accusing us of something. All these Americans, and then we'll add you to it too. If you with them, we'll add you to it too. These Americans always accusing somebody, black people, of something, but then you ain't got no receipts on them. You ain't got nothing on them. Nah, we don't feel that at all. Nah, we don't respect that at all, buddy. And then we find out he the one talking about y'all marrying children. No, we don't feel that at all, little buddy. Why don't you stop marrying them children before you come out here talking about children? That's how black people gonna look at it. So see, after all, you tried to represent black, but I'm the one that represented better. I represent it better because I can show you exactly how black people think. You can't. I know, listen, I can listen to how somebody talk, and I know if you black or not. In your mind. I don't care about your complexion. You can be black as coal, but you got a mind like a white woman. You got a mind like a white man. I don't pay no attention to no complexion and no looks. I pay attention to worldviews and perceptions and rules and regulations. And if you don't have the rules and regulations of a black man, listen, how could we'll be deceived? You can play the part, you can be dark skinned with dreads and everything, and I let you get around us. And if I'm not smart enough and I don't pay attention to your world views and I don't pay attention to your rules and regulations, where anybody can get it, that's my rules and regulations. So nobody ain't tripping off of me defending myself against black people, even hitting below the belt, because that's what we gonna do. We gonna say the cruelest things. You say the cruelest things about me. Okay, so they ain't even that. See, the smartest people ain't even gonna worry about that, because it's already a nasty war. Only a white boy gonna be talking about things I've said. Right. Only a white boy gonna think he can win points like that. Cause you already know I'm mad. You already know why. You already know what it is. Okay, and so you know how black people are. Ain't no way you gonna get me started and think I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, am I gonna be perfect? No, I'm not gonna be perfect in this situation. It's a nasty war, you know. So that's why I don't put white people in our business, because white people can't go all the way to talk about and articulate all the situations about our business. And see, that's where you messed up as black folks out here putting these white folks in our business. See, that's where I'm above you at, because I don't put white people in our business. Because they can't talk about it intelligently. They can't tell us what's going on. They can't tell you about a man like me. And now you see that's what the problem was. They tried to come out here and tell you about who I am, and they don't know no better. They made a fool of themselves, and so did you. Listening to other people, and you should have knew better. If you was really a black person, you know you can't be ghetto out here listening to what people telling you. You know better than that. You know people talk about all kind of crazy stuff, and they ignorant, and they gonna be talking about all kind of stuff. Who are you to come out here and play with somebody, and you from the hood, you from the ghetto, and you know how black people be sitting around talking, sitting on porches talking all the time? That's an amateur. That's a rookie. That's a rookie among black people. Where you take and listen to information without receipts. You a rookie. I call it how it is. Ain't no sensei among black people. Ain't no master or sensei among black people gonna listen to anything without receipts. I'm not making a move off of nothing without receipts. Point blank, period. Especially if this is a black man on this side as well. I'm not making no moves unless you show me receipts. If you ain't got receipts, then I'm going to tell you like this in the jungle. What black people going to tell you in the jungle. That's life, man. Whatever they talking about is life. We all go through something. And we can't run and say Captain Save-A-Ho every time something happens. It's what we all go through, pain and stuff and injustices, and sometimes we can't get revenge. That's life. Even if you're right, sometimes, you know, we can't get revenge for everything that happened. Won't you tell each other that you can't get revenge for everything that happened to you? You can't get revenge for everything that happened to you, bruh. No. Black people know that. See, that's why I listen to worldviews and perspective. Once I hear your worldviews, I know you ain't racist. I know you're a black man. It's just a dirty, nasty war, and these white folks came in, and they shouldn't have been part of it, and all these other people came in, and it just made it a whole big mess and everything like that. That's all that happened. I'm from North Carolina. Ain't no way in the world. I'm from Charlotte. How you gonna think I'm racist and I'm from Charlotte? That's like saying somebody racist and he from Detroit. He a black man from Detroit. Or a black man from D.C. or something like that. Memphis or something. That's ridiculous. But listening to a white person where they can't talk like I do about black people, they gonna think I'm racist because they can't do what I do. And that's why I'm saying they shouldn't be in our business. You see what I'm saying? You see why? Because they gonna form different worldviews and not knowing what they talking about. They gonna form different perspectives of who I am. And they not black people. They shouldn't be out here. And if you from the suburbs and you black, you shouldn't be in the jungle. That's what black people. If you ain't been in those streets, then you shouldn't act like you in the streets. I did my first felony when I was 16 years old. I was packing a gun when I was 16. You listen to these white folks, I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about. I was packing a gun at 16. I was selling crack cocaine at 16 years old, bro. I'm 44 years old. I was selling crack when I was a kid. Real crack. Real cocaine. Running through the streets with money on my birthday trying to get a gun. That's what I'm trying to show you, bro. Listen, man. I done been through the system. I done been on them papers. It's two types of individuals that know what it is to do a crime and how hard it is to get it off your record. Somebody that's been in the prison system and somebody that's done been through the system. When you've been through the system, you've been on probation, you've been on community service. I had probation, community service, a probation officer, and I had to pay him money and all of that. And I know how hard it is to get a charge off my record. I had to get my record expunged. Elaine don't even know what that is. I had a probation officer more than one time. I had to do community service. I had to be on them papers more than one time. On them papers meaning you got a probation officer or a parole officer. That's being on them papers. So then that's who I am, whether you like it or not, whether I fit your narrative or not. See, it's white boys and these clowns, they know they got a problem because I don't fit the narrative that you've been told. And you too lame to face the truth that you shouldn't have came out here playing with somebody you didn't know. That's it. That's when you messed up. You want to know the chess move when you messed up. You played with a nigga you didn't know. That's it. You ain't got to say nothing else. You don't got to be a clown trying to see me at all. You played with a nigga you didn't know. Point blank period. That's where you lost right there. Because in the streets, ain't no niggas out here doing that. And you can't make it look good. I know what black people do and don't do. I ain't no culture vulture. I'm a nigga from North Carolina. You can't size me up with that whack stuff, the perceptions you get from this internet and all that stuff. I'm a nigga from North Carolina. You can't win talking about blackness over here. We live that. And everybody know that. That's why black people ain't even trying me. You know why? Because they know where I come from. You come from North Carolina, they ain't trying. I don't care what Charlotte's saying. I'm talking about me standing on my own. Charlotte can't take it from me. Them niggas. And so the best of us know all the language I'm talking. These people deserve destruction for coming out here playing with people they didn't know. That's it. That's how we settle it right there. You shouldn't have came out here playing with nobody you didn't know. That's it. I don't have to explain nothing else. You shouldn't have came out here. That's it, buddy. You die for that. And that's how the world goes, buddy. Ain't no safety nets in the jungle. Ain't no safety nets in the ghetto. Ain't no safety nets out here in these streets. Where if you fall off a cliff, you know a safety net gonna catch you. Ain't no safety nets, buddy. You gonna hit that ground hard, buddy. You gonna mess up all your organs and everything. You gonna have internal bleeding and all of that. You gonna have internal bleeding. Ain't no safety nets for you. See, you thought because you joined the dumb little secret societies, you gonna have something to fall back on, but it ain't nothing to fall back on, is it? You know why? You know why? Because it ain't no safety nets out here, buddy. Ain't no safety nets out here. You ever seen people jump off these different levels and different platforms, and then they got a safety net to fall onto? You don't have that. You don't got no safety nets. You done played yourself without safety nets. You jumped off something, you thought you was gonna have safety nets, and you hit the ground with a thud. Boom. You hit the ground with a thud, buddy. You hit the ground with a thud. There ain't no safety nets out here, bro. I lived in Los Angeles. I lived all around this country. Ain't nobody gonna try. Listen, a jealous player hater don't want to tell the truth. Oh wow, he lived in Los Angeles? Yeah. Where half of these New York dudes scared to go. That's why they were so jealous when they found out my story. He lived in Los Angeles. He lived in, oh man. And I passed the smell test with the whole community of Los Angeles, like the whole hood out there, and I was good. And the gang stalkers came along. That's why I'm saying it's time to clean this house. It's time to clean house, bro. It is. That's why we're going to keep pressure on the Americans to take care of these people right here. Because if they ain't going to do nothing about it, we going to do something about it. And don't get mad when we do something about it, and don't think you can come to me and make me a scapegoat for these suckers when they would listen because they messed up the community. We going to do something about it. Don't come to me when you don't like what happened. That's why we're going to keep fasting. Right now, we keep pressure on these people with this stuff going on in Iran and all this stuff. Now we keep pressure until that stuff escalates and it brings problems back to America. That's what we want. We want that to all escalate. Yes, that's right. To bring problems back here for these gang stalkers and these lame niggas that nobody don't want to get rid of. They shouldn't have came out here based on some privileges that the Freemasons and the Illuminati gave them. They don't give you no privileges in the hood. And that's what you thought it was going to do. And it worked for a while, but it didn't work long. It didn't work with all the beasts of the field. It didn't work with me. You ain't got no passes that the Illuminati can give you to play with me. And now you know. We don't feel sorry for you. You shouldn't have came out here. And that's all I keep stressing. You shouldn't have came out here playing with nobody. That's what make you a clown all day. Ain't nobody that I know that caught bodies. People that really kill people. For real. Right? I've never met one person that killed somebody that came out here like they was bad as, bad like some wrestler. Like bad like you know what I'm saying? Like this bigger than life type of person. I ain't never met no killer come out here like that. And these dudes that kill people. And I ain't never met nobody like that. And I ain't never been like that. These dudes come out here like they bigger than life, bruh. I promise you. How they moving is like they bigger than life. I promise you that's what it is. And I don't know no killers. I don't know nobody who move like that. So then, like I said, you can't feel sorry for them, bro. You can't, man. You got to let it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to let it be what it is, bro. They people gonna come out here and cry a good song, man. But the truth is, man, you gotta listen to the other side, man. That's the problem. That's been the problem the whole time. These people came out here and played in the field, bro. That's it. Nobody can do it. We can't do it. We can't come out here and play with people and play in the field and all around the country like that and then think nothing ain't gonna happen to us. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's going on, bro. We don't let these people come out here and think it's all good. No, that sets an example for everybody else to follow. Like you can come out here and play with people and we'll let you do it. We ain't gonna say too much or nothing. You can do what you want to do. Nah, sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I do not sympathize with jerks like that. I do not sympathize with bastards like that. Because I know they think they bad and I done seen bad for real. I done looked in the face of killers. So I don't know, man. Your idea of bad to me is nothing. You can't be serious. I done looked in the face of people who took people's lives. And what you talking about? Oh, witchcraft. I don't care nothing about no witchcraft, man. I don't care nothing about no witchcraft. We talking about, man, real killers, bro. You are like Dennis the Menace to me. You like Dennis the Menace. Okay? You impressed them white folks with that foolishness. Black people should have been ran you off with that. Coming out here with witchcraft. We don't care nothing about that. Black people should have been told you that. We look in the face of killers, man. If you ain't that, you ain't the baddest thing out here. And we gonna sit you down from thinking you the baddest thing from out here. And that's the punchline. You are not the baddest thing out here, and ain't no way in the world we gonna let you walk around like you the baddest thing out here. Brooklyn should have been set you down, bruh. That's real. Brooklyn should have been set you down, man. They should have thought about this too. And I don't have no problem talking to real niggas about it, cause that's what I'm gonna talk to you like my brother. And you ain't gonna take it no kind of way. You gonna take it just like it is. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have let them come out here acting like they bad like that. These are not street niggas, man. They shouldn't have came out here like that. No. Them niggas posed up like they was street niggas. That's how we take it. We take it like they think they street niggas. And I done been around killers. People that done really kill people. People that done put people in the graveyard and they still there right now. And what that's supposed to be is my point. What that's supposed to be. What they supposed to be. Witchcraft, I don't care about that. Witchcraft only get me angry. All it do is make me come find you and make me angry. Somebody like me, buddy. That's all it's gonna do is make me angry and probably hurt you. You see how it backfires? Yeah. You been and got hurt using witchcraft on me. All it do is stimulate me like an energy drink. I done been through it. All it do is stimulate me, buddy. That witchcraft stuff don't do nothing to me, buddy. All it do is stimulate me where I'm ready to hurt you. I'm just telling you how it is, bro. Like, and this is who I am. But I stay, but see, I move like a real black person. I don't walk around like this 24/7. You feel me? And in the middle of that, that's what people call you fraudulent. But you being a black person like a normal black person. You know what I'm saying? From the hood. You know what I'm saying? You ain't like this 24/7, right? Right. Man, these dudes lames, they posers, man. You know how you know a person is a poser? Because they stick to a certain persona 24/7. Who can stick to a certain persona 24/7? You gonna have emotions. You might cry at times. You might show emotion. You might show love for a child. You know, you might act silly. You might act out of character. You might do something that is childish at times, just for fun or whatever. But anybody that's sticking to this posing thing, you see what I'm saying? That's the fake boy. The person that showed me their whole humanity, that's who I believe. That's the real person. That's the real nigga right there. To show me his silly side, show me he can have a sense of personality and yeah. That's what us as black people realize is real. The person that can show me their whole personality. Not some person that's sticking to this persona all the time and 24/7 they thugging or they a killer or a crazy person or something. 24/7, bruh. That's why you ain't got no woman. How you gonna be like that 24/7 with a woman? You can't. So you gotta be a loving guy. You gotta be down to earth, be able to be with a woman and everything. Some of these crazy people can't be with no woman. You know what I'm saying? All that too, bruh. All that too. That's what we respect. You know what I'm saying? Because it take a real man to handle a real woman. It take a real man to handle a woman. And it take a real man to apologize. You know what I'm saying? When you make mistakes. You know, so you know, You ain't doing that. You know, you not apologizing. You not doing what real men do, bro. That's why I'm trying to show y'all, man. They ain't doing nothing the streets do, real men do, real niggas do, however you want to put it. They not doing none of that stuff. They not doing what real men do or real niggas do. And sometimes they not one and the same. You got real men and you got real niggas. They not one and the same. But, you know, if you're lucky, you'll meet a real man and a real nigga all in one. If you're lucky, you know, but, you know, you don't show no signs of being either one. I guess you thought I was a boy. I'm a grown, my son is 19. I got a grown son. My son that came out of my body. No, not adopted. My son. I got a 19-year-old son. Now imagine you trying to act like I'm a peewee. That's why I talk like this. I talk like I'm supposed to. Like a man that done put a 19-year-old son in the world. My son is 19. Whether he's in my life or not, it shows my rank. It shows my rank and experience in life, buddy. I thought you would understand that. Somebody's supposed to be as enlightened as you. Okay? I got a grown son in the world. And if you overlook that, like that don't mean nothing, that tells me what type of nigga you are right now. That's it. A real man gonna say, oh, okay, he got a kid 19. Okay, see, I expect that. I expect that response. Wow, he got a kid. They playing with him like that? This kid is 19? Wow, Brad. They playing with him like he younger than his own son, right? Like I'm younger than 19. They playing with me. You see what I'm saying? See, only black reasoning would think like this. Only black perspective is gonna think like this. If you a clown, you ain't gonna think like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. I can't make you think right. I can't make you think properly. I can't make you think like a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? A real nigga gonna hear you got a kid. Oh wait. Oh, hold up. Oh, you got a kid? 19? They playing with you like you 16. Right. Like you younger than your son. That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. That's why I gotta move on. That's called, in my age, it's called self-respect. When you respect yourself enough to move on, when you don't let these lame niggas compare themselves to you. It's just not gonna happen, bro. It's just not gonna happen. This is the end. This is the end of the road, buddy. You can't see me. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it, little buddy. You can't see me. Hey, listen. Forget what you heard. You can't see me, bro. And that's it. That's all I'm saying. That's why we gonna keep fasting. We gonna keep seeking God. We gonna keep fasting and seeking the Lord. And God's gonna take care of this. Because ain't no way in the world we gonna let these lame niggas beat us. You lame niggas. We don't even want to see you on top. It ain't cause we hate you. It's cause you lame niggas. You don't got no principles. How can you be on top? The only people we want to stand and see on top is niggas with principles. Rules and regulations. You can't even run our community because you a lame nigga. How you gonna run our community when you don't got no rules and regulations and principles to live by? You don't live by no principles. How can you rule over human beings? You can't. The only people we allow to rule is those who have principles, rules and regulations. That's the only thing that makes sense. Why you gonna put niggas on top of you that got no rules and regulations? Think about that. That's how people get impeached and all kind of stuff. or worse, assassinated because you ain't got no principles. You ain't got no rules and regulations. I mean, people will respect the darkest of people when you explain it by way of principles. When I explain my heart and my actions and my mindset by way of principles, people gonna respect